here at Bark River International Raceway. Look at Stingle not wasting any time trying to outrun him into turn one, but no, little contact already.
Yeah, Schultz had that inside line. Both the Schultz brothers pushing to the front now.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to allow the Schultz brothers to get out front, because they normally check out on the field as you see the host of the other cars coming through out by where we used to go on the road back in the day. Now we have barriers up there coming across what will be our finish line. Then you head back into this fast sections where we'll see speeds well over 100 miles an hour today, Shane.
Yeah, and as the speeds ratchet up, especially that corner past the crowd, that kind of sweeping right-hander at the top of the hill, the faster classes, they'll get unweighted up there. It gets really sketchy, especially when you have side-by-side racing going on.
Wow, Stingle coming, the sweeper there, just hauling the mail. Trying to make that pass stick on the outside.
Look at that, 3 wide. It's Tizzle, Roloff, and Stingle. Looks like Tizzle might have the advantage. He does. Look at him cut right in front of the front bumper of Greg Stingle as they come up and over the hill for the first time.
Wow, Stingle, he's going left, he's going right. He's trying every part on the track. Coming back into the infield. Little roller jumps. As it's so deceiving, you're climbing up this hill and the dirt is so thick and loamy later on when the track gets tore up. You really want to stick to that inside line, because you get out in that heavy, loose dirt, that'll just suck all the horsepower out of your car.
Yeah, Stingle having all kinds of trouble right now staying on that low line. We've seen him push wide in about 3 different corners already on the race course here in the first lap. We've got a great battle up near the front. That is Shillman working on the back bumper of Taylor Roloff. That's your battle for 4th and 5th. Excuse me, 5th and 6th. Roloff currently running in the top 5.
Wow, you can just see those jumps really bucking the back of these cars. But everyone has to go through those sections as they're heading back towards, like I said earlier, what will be our finish line throughout this weekend. 45 years, it's just crazy how many years we've been coming and how far this track's progressed. Richard Ault, all the guys at Bark River International have done a phenomenal job just getting things ready. It's not easy, and a lot of volunteers make this possible.
Oh, trouble there for the 195 of Tizzle Weans. He was crossed up down there in Cemetery Turn. That's going to let Roloff get the run, and it looks like Taylor Roloff in the 194 moves up a spot. Unofficially, that would put him into 3rd place on the race course. Roloff does have a couple podium finishes this year, still looking for his first win in the class. Tizzle's gonna fight back. Tizzle was your winner back in round 6, and that number 195.
He's always right there at the end, so watch as he just progresses through this race. And that corner is so tricky, because there's the 195 of Tizzle. It's a big course for these 1600 light buggies. You really have to put laps together. You want to carry your speed. A lot of momentum in these cars, because we're not talking 700-800 horsepower like we'll see later this afternoon.
Back up front, the 177, Colin Schultz. He already has 3 wins on the year and entered this weekend up by 45 points over Greg Stingle, which tells you the kind of season that Colin Schultz is having. As we come to our competition yellow here at the midway point of light buggy. That battle for 3rd still going on. They were side by side at the line. That was Tizzle and Roloff. But Colin Schultz, you touched on it right on lap 1. You cannot let the Schultz brothers get out front, because all their wins, they have 3 apiece, and they all look the same. They get out front and then they absolutely are gone.
Yeah, they are. They're strong competitors, and especially at Bark River. It's a 1.7 mile facility, and it's very quick, and you get behind the 8 ball early. If you're in the back, you're happy to see this mandatory competition caution come out, but if you're the boys up front, you don't like this. You just want to run away and hide, and they normally do that, like you said, Shane, and it's going to be interesting to watch this restart. But I think Tizzle has something up his sleeve, sitting there in that 3rd row.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for his partner there in the 3rd row, Jake Shillman, to make a little noise here in the second half. Shillman came in 5th in points this weekend. He has finished between 4th and 8th every single race, so he's right there with the lead pack. He just hasn't been able to, take the next step and find his way to the podium.
Very consistent, but I mean, to jump over that.
To be that consistent
wall,
in this class is remarkable by itself.
Right, yeah, you're talking about how many cars week after week we see in this field. See a couple of them just trying out different areas of the track, and the track's coming in very, very nicely. They put a lot of water on it overnight as well. Oh man, the 172 Stingle, he found the guardrail. Wonder if maybe he had a little help.
Doesn't sound like a very Greg Stingle move to wind up that out of shape on a caution lap, so suspect there may have been a little bit of. And right away again, Colin Schultz just jumps out, already opens up about a 3-car length lead as they come down into the bottom of what we call the horseshoe here at Bark River International.
Yeah, back in the day, this used to be the old finish line going through that chicane, but now they made it in part of a straightaway of the track, and you go up, and they used to actually go on that road. So they've done a lot of renovations throughout the years, just making it safer, making it better for the public. And man, there's a lot of cars in this one going back up towards our leader one more time.
Yeah, caught a glimpse of the 174 of Kyle Patnaud trying to stick his nose in there on roll-off. So Patnaud might be a man to watch here in the second half of this one. Well, now Tizzle coming back on roll-off.
Yeah, Tizzle's got a good line coming in, but that cushion is still out there a little bit better. We'll see how Tizzle can make that work. It looks like he did capitalize on that.
Yeah, nice, clean, smooth pass there by Tizzle in that 195.
Yeah, you have to be smooth, you have to be clean like that, because you cannot afford to scrub off any speed.
And this track is so flowy. There's not really any tight corners. You know, especially in what we call the momentum classes, you really, really have to hit your marks, because, you know, a couple bad corners in a row can cost you a second or 1.5 seconds of track time.
Yeah, and especially that would really, really cut in on your end of the race time. And I'll tell you, Tizzle is now looking up one more spot. He just knows how to run these tracks. He's been around this sport quite a few years, working with Matt Gerald, putting them in good equipment. You still have to drive these cars, and he does a phenomenal job.
And Tizzle broke some big news a couple weeks ago too, that this is his last year racing short course off-road, so trying to go out with a bang here with 4 rounds remaining. Moving on to sprint car racing, midget racing.
Oh wow, awesome.
He's working hard right now. He's trying to catch up to the back bumper of Connor Schultz. That would be your battle for second place. They go up and over the spectator corner, as we call it.
Yeah, very, very blind corner, the exit. You cannot see what's on the other side, as you'll see later into these races as the speeds pick up.
Yeah, Tizzle down to the inside. He's making that inside line work. Connor Schultz able to hold it for now.
Yeah, Connor, he knows he's back there, so he's going to try to play the protected line, but these guys, they know how to run out front. So definitely dialed in the 195. Tizzle now going to try to set up to that outside and try to do a little crossover as we're going to full course caution. As you can see on our camera on the right, somebody's turned around.
Yeah, we did have a car stuck up on the embankment on the inside. And trouble also for the 104, that's Scott Johnson. It's like the 124 was also involved there, that's Vincent Yeager.
There's Colin Schultz, Connor Schultz. We talk about him a lot this season, but I'll tell you, they're ready for Bark River once again. The kids can drive, they're in good pieces of equipment. This track is fast. You have a fast setup, you can get out in that clean, fresh air and not get in any karma or any carnage, and you can run away and hide, as we like to say it for those boys, but they know what they're doing.
Unsurprisingly, Brent, fastest lap of the race right now is by Colin Schultz, who started on the front row and has not looked back ever since. You can see there's not even any dirt on the front of his car. That tells you how his race day has gone so far.
Yeah, it's all about that fresh air.
I'm going to keep my eye on Tizzle on this restart, though, because my eyes were telling me that Tizzle might be a little bit faster than the 129 of Connor Schultz. Once Tizzle gets free and clear, if he can, he may have the speed to run down Colin Schultz.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have 2 laps to go this time by. So when we go restart this race, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a dogfight. And if you're Tizzle, like, I agree with you. I've been watching him come through in the first half of this race, and he has the speed. If he can knock down the 129, he'll have a shot at Colin Schultz. And I'll tell you, both those guys are fast, but you got to catch them sleeping, and they're always ready. But you have to try something different. You know what they're going to do. Maybe try to roll the start a little bit quicker. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, one thing I've noticed Tizzle doing differently is he's been able to hold the inside but still carry a ton of speed. So whatever setup that him and Matt Gerald and the gang cooked up back there in the Tizzle pit seems to be working down on the inside line. We saw him almost make the move already on Connor Schultz, just couldn't quite get the drive, but he was very close the last time they went to cemetery turn under green flag condition.
Well, here we go. Green flag will come out that time by Colin Schultz, Connor Schultz. Tizzle is on that inside, that white car in the third spot. Both of the Schultz really taking off at a good pace on that restart. Now maybe Connor Schultz has some.
Yeah, now Connor going to work. You see that little finger jump down there on the inside of the County Road corner. Later on, we'll see a lot more diversity in lane choice there, with some drivers choosing to go all the way around the outside, trying to carry the speed. As further back in the pack, there's some dicey action down here in front of the crowd. Ed Holcher is stuck facing the wrong direction, but the battle we're going to keep an eye on right now is Connor Schultz and Tyler Tizzle Weans. And again, Tizzle, he's making that inside line on the exit of cemetery turn work really well for him.
Yeah, and you can see how he buttons up to the back of the top two cars, the Schultz brothers. And right here, you've got to put it all the way together. When you come in that back section, you're actually finishing that whole run coming over this big hill. So you have to put it together. You can't just put a corner here, a corner there. The whole lap has to match to catch these boys. You're not going to run down the Schultz brothers without being perfect.
Yeah, this track is big and it's definitely fast, but there's not really a true straightaway. You're almost always turning at least a little bit all the way around this track here at Bark River International Raceway.
Yeah, you say it's a flowy track, it really is. As we are on the final lap of this 1600 light buggy race. And Tizzle not going anywhere, trying to reel in our top two, but the Schultz brothers are leading the way around, as they will be staring at the checkered flag here coming up shortly. About a turn to go, Shane.
One last time through County Road corner. Colin Schultz picks up win number 4 on the season and extends his points lead. Connor Schultz will be second.
We'll get one more picture taken, then we'll grab our third place finisher, Tyler Tizzle Weans. Tizzle, if I remember right, you swept the weekend here back in 2018. What is it about this track that clicks with your driving style?
It's just a momentum track, and that's one thing we're pretty good at, is just keeping our momentum. Unfortunately, today I made a big bobble back in the sweeper back there and let these guys get away. You got to chase one of these guys, you got to chase them both. Yeah, they're like the same person, so hats off to them. They drove a great race. Got to thank my sponsors, Race Portal, Infinity Plastics, all my family. My wife is here. She just made it like 5 minutes before the race started, so that was pretty cool.
Any sponsors you'd like to thank for getting you up here this weekend?
Yeah, again, Race Portal. They got a new thing coming out where you can, it's good for racers and fans. Just keep an eye out for them. That's all I can say right now. It's gonna be awesome.
Congratulations, Tyler. That's Tyler Tizzle Weans, our third place finisher today in the light buggies. Coming in second, the 129, Connor Schultz. Connor, it happened a couple times now this year. Your brother gets out in front of you. Is there anything you can do to get around him when he gets out in front of you, or the car's just too equal?
I think our cars are too equal, yeah. I mean, we build them exactly the same pretty much, so they're the same speed. It all comes down to driver, and he doesn't make mistakes. I don't really make mistakes, and that's how it goes.
Both your cars seem to run really well on these higher horsepower tracks like Crandon and Bark River. What is it about them on these tracks?
I don't know. We're just good with keeping our momentum up and going fast.
Who helped you get up here today?
Flying Dutchman Off-Road, the Schultz Off-Road Racing Team, and RNS Motorsports, Taylor Roloff, my brother Chad Rayford, Mikey Van den Heuvel, Load Ranger LLC, the Moore Contingency, and Champ for letting us race here.
Congratulations. That's Connor Schultz, our second place finisher today. And on top of the box, Colin Schultz, our points leader. Colin, you got out to the lead early. Is it hard to hold off your brother when you know he's in a fast car just like yours?
Not really. As long as I know he's a couple cars behind me, I know he can't dive bomb me in the inside. And I just can run my own race, clean laps, and it keeps the momentum up and fast out front.
Who helped you get up here?
I'd like to thank my whole family, Schultz Off-Road Racing, RNS Motorsports, CR9 29 Motorsports, Flying Dutchman Off-Road, Load Ranger LLC for the added sponsorship this year. My spotter, Corey, for everything he does. He keeps me cool and calm. I usually always forget to thank him, but he's like #1 key to me racing out there on the track. Steve for helping me break some beads on my tires yesterday. And my dad for everything he does for me. Gets me a fast engine. It's been the same engine I've had the whole season. And we'll keep on winning.
Congratulations. That's Colin Schultz, our winner today in 1600 Light Buggy.
Millen, Hunter Bonnell, and Parker Kane, 15 trucks in total headed down into turn 1.
Ringelstetter really goes wide. Belanger's been very, very fast all season long, so you can't leave that door open. I know it's early, but every turn counts. As look at Belanger already putting a lot of pressure. As here comes Diesel Shanik.
Yeah, Shanik just bullying his way through the field. He's up and around Colt Wiersma already. Kind of a tough break for our front runners in this class because Corey Holter drew an 8 for the invert, so our top 2 trucks had to start in the 4th row. So already we're getting all that sorted out. You see Ringelstetter now and Ewert side by side.
Yeah, very fast section here at Bark River. They call it the cemetery turn. The cemetery's just on the other side of the guardrail. As it really tightens up, it narrows out. You walk this track, it looks big on camera, but it really is deceiving. It goes about 2 cars wide on exit.
Yeah, kind of a tightening radius corner 2 down there in Cemetery Turn. You take a look at Ewert now trying to run down Belanger. Ewert was your winner back in round 8 at Dirt City Motorplex in Lena. He's trying to hunt down our leader, Scott Belanger, who, like I said, has 3 wins on the year, but that guy has faced so many mechanical issues. He grenaded a couple transmissions. He's had some engine problems. Said he spent a whole bunch of money just to keep showing up, to keep putting the truck back together, but obviously a lot of speed in that 519.
Yeah, absolutely. He keeps on coming out week in and week out, and I'll tell you, he's going to be one to watch the rest of this season. As there's Holger, first year in the class, doing a phenomenal job. There's Diesel Shanik now. He's really putting the pressure. Shanik looked fast right out of the gate as he's now creeping in on our top 3.
Ringelstetter right now doing a fine job as he's still working on TJ Ewert.
Getting a little squirrely through there, just tank swapping that machine. Coming by tabletop in front of the crowd. Beautiful weather here early on. A lot more racing yet to come throughout the day.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago back in Lena, the rain dominated the storyline in round 7, but no risk of that here this afternoon or tomorrow. It's going to be sunny skies here at Bark River International.
Yeah, and I heard capacity crowds. People have been waiting to come back to Bark River. 45th anniversary. These local people, they've missed it. All the volunteers, they've missed everything. And oh, we got one up in smoke. Somebody's got something cooking under the hood.
I believe that was the 544 of Parker Kane. I did just confirm that it was Kane that went up in smoke, so tough break for him. But look at Belanger, he's missing his right rear tire. He's riding around on the wheel.
Wow, Belanger, really tough break. You talked about him. I don't know, maybe you gave him a little jinx on his race again.
Curse of the announcer strikes again. Look at Belanger, that's gotta be a handful just to make it around the corner.
Yeah, there's no grip on that outside rear, and he's still defending off a couple trucks. He needs to just get out of the way. Gonna cause
And now he's kind of caught in the middle too, as you see Shanik and Holter both able to get by. Ringelstetter was able to get by as well. But that's going to turn the race lead over to TJ Ewert, trying to make it back-to-back wins here in Launderville Steel Stock Truck.
Yeah, Ewert really showing a lot of speed now, and Belanger, tough break. He's going to try to limp it back to pit lane, and man, he went right by it. He forgot to go in.
Well, the smart play though, Brent, is to wait until the competition caution, duck in on the last lap before the caution. Hopefully he's able to time that out, maybe stay on the lead lap and make some noise in the second half. But Good battle near the front now. That's the battle for third and fourth. It's Diesel Shannick and Corey Holcher. Holcher, like I said, is your points leader. Holcher, 353 points down to Diesel in third is a 9-point gap. So 3 trucks in the points chase here. We're on round 9 out of 12 for our sportsman classes. So still plenty of time for that to shake out, but Holcher's got some work to do as he tries to push his way forward. Had some trouble there in the early going, working his way through traffic.
Shannick now cresting the big hill jump. Here comes Holger really getting a run as we should be coming to the halfway point coming up for our leaders. There's Ringelstetter having a little issue coming through that rhythm section. Now you go up this tough left-hander. Like I said earlier, you don't want to get brushed out into that loose, loamy dirt because you'll scrub off a lot of speed. Just like I say right there, you watch Ringelstetter. He got really wide. I've drove this track a lot, and you make that one mistake, it costs you 3-4 spots. Oh,
man.
They
tangled. They went bumper to bumper, tangled a little bit, and that sent the 593 of Shannick into the spin cycle, and you see a little bit of damage on the back of the 599. Looks like it's just body panels wrinkled up a little bit, both sides of it too, so he's been getting it coming and going, but he's still in second place. That's the 599 of Ringelstetter.
Yeah, TJ Ewart's gonna come to that mandatory competition caution. He had about a 14, 15 truck length gap, and that gap will go away, Shane.
And that's going to give Ringelstetter another shot. He's been putting together a couple of good laps, but Ringelstetter also has made a couple of mistakes.
As there's Ringelstetter.
Yeah, part of the Tom and Tom team. Race fans who've been around a while remember Tom Varner, Tom Graff, racing in stock truck, and then racing and doing really well in super stock truck as well.
Yeah,
their
great
legacy,
group of guys.
their legacy lives on in the 599 of Ringelstetter. Will also, well, Eric Sikowski also in stock truck, who's currently second in points. Later on, we'll see TJ Struck in super stock truck.
Yeah, there's TJ Struck coming by Cemetery Turn.
We'll reset the order for you. TJ Ewert running out front. Like I said, he was your winner back in round 8, so he's trying to go back-to-back here. Ringelstetter is second, then it's Holcher. And Stan Wood is now in fourth with Sinkowski rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, the Vape Escape Chevrolet is Stan Wood. Don't count him out yet. He's put down some great laps this season. He's able to get up on the podium a couple times. But TJ Ewert's showing the way around this very fast layout. It's so cool the variety we have in Champ Off-Road. We went to Anago, start the season off. Then we went to Crandon, a big fast layout. And now another fast layout, Bark River in between Lena. I mean, Lena was great. We've seen a lot of rain, a lot of weather that disrupted some things, but today the sun's out and we're ready to go back racing here in stock truck. Looks like Belanger might be having some issues here trying to get back out.
Back underway, as you saw, Belanger parked off the side of the track there, so it looks like his day might be done. He pulled in to change that tire, he timed it right, and he came back out, and then the left rear tire was flat and starting to shred, so all kinds of tire issues for the 519 of Belanger, and that's going to take him out of contention as he's pulling off now. But out front, Ewert with another good start on that restart.
Yeah, Ringelstetter looks to be fast. He just has to collect himself through the turns. He really is making some mistakes that are costing him big on the end of the straightaway. There goes Stan Wood now. The Vape Escape Chevrolet moving up another spot. You can see him come over that flying left-right hander. You have no idea what's on the other side of it. It is very sketchy.
Yeah, you kind of have to pick your line at the bottom of the hill and just stick to it and hope for the best. Hope that there's no danger awaiting you on the other side.
Yeah, that's what you rely on your spotters up in the crow's nest. They're telling you what's going on. They're not driving the truck for you, but definitely all about safety as we watch Holger now coming back towards the big flyaway jump here at Bark River International Off-Road Raceway.
And Holcher has gotten around Ringelstetter, so Holcher, who came into today's race as the points leader, now up into second place trying to hunt down TJ Ewert. Ringelstetter not going away, but now he's got to deal with the 512 of Stan Wood. They come back past our starting line again and down into the horseshoe. Ewart starting to stretch it out a little bit. The best battle right now is the battle for third between the 599 of Ringelstetter and the 512 of Stan Wood.
Yeah, Stan Wood's got a nice line coming through here. If he can keep button to that right side, it sets you up perfectly. Watch him do the swap back. Try to catch him underneath. Nothing there, but he did gain a lot of ground. Here he goes again.
Whoa.
Oh, he made a little contact, said, hey, I'm right here. Another beating
More
contact. Oh,
big
man.
time.
Maybe a little bit too much contact
Yeah,
there.
Ringelstetter was able to gather it back up. Man, Ringelstetter's bedsides are just taking a beating here in round 9.
Right, Stan Wood, he's really having some issues getting around, and he's getting frustrated. You know, Ringelstetter, he's going back and forth. He's really not keeping a fine line, so it's nothing that Stan Wood's intentionally doing. He's just trying to get around that Babe Escape Chevrolet.
Well, all that slicing and dicing is letting the 537 of Sinkowski back into the mix as well.
Eric Sinkowski now with a lot of pressure, and here comes Diesel Shannick. See
Wow,
the
what a
horns
run there
coming.
by Diesel Shannick in the 593 coming out of Cemetery Turn.
Oh, Stan Wood just
Oh,
missed that tractor tire.
I see now why the 599 of Ringelstetter is a little bit crossed up. He's got a flat left rear that he's fighting with right now. Look at this stack of trucks going down into the sweeper corner.
Wow, Shannick's like, hey, I'll take those spots away, and here comes Wood right back.
Look at that, 4 wide as they went through the sweeper. We'll see how it shakes out. It looks like the 512 of Wood takes the spot. Now he gets tagged by Sinkowski. He goes around. Shannick able to sneak underneath.
Talk about contact.
This is the last lap too, Brent.
Everyone wants to go to the front, but right now that battle is still heated up. There's Shannick, Sinkowski.
Big time drama here on the final lap, and here's the battle for the lead. Holcher putting the pressure on TJ Ewart.
Holcher doing a good job trying to set it up. Remember, this is coming to the checkered flag. I don't know if there's going to be enough time. Ewart still has the advantage. One turn to go, Shane. Here we go.
Down past the crowd to the finish line. Ewart takes the win, back-to-back winner.
Look at this battle.
And then Ewart went up in smoke after he crossed the finish line. Holcher was second. Shannick holds on for third. Sinkowski fourth, and Flugerad will round out the top 5.
Unbelievable race. These guys won it time and time again. TJ Ewart, your race winner, but Holger, watch out in round 10. He found something late in that race.
We'll grab our third place finisher, Diesel Shannick, first. Diesel, that was about as eventful a race as we could have had for you. You were spun out, twisted up, and still wound up third. How'd you do it?
Just never give up, you know. I was coaching these guys for the lead, and then I made a mistake with another guy up there and got spun out, and I'm like, oh man, but we got half the race to go, and I just picking them off one at a time and just ran out of time at the end, but it was a lot of fun, and got to thank my crew and everybody else for helping us out. Big Iron, Napa Wapaka, Weiser Graphics, Ryan's Custom Concrete, Amsoil, Lunderville Steel, everybody that helps us out to get us here, and a lot of fun, so thank you. We'll be back tomorrow.
Congratulations. That's Diesel Shannick, our third place finisher here today. Coming in second, Corey Holcher. Corey, you put on one heck of a charge at TJ there once you got clear of the chaos behind you. Was there anything you could have done to sneak around him there that last couple laps?
No, he ran a pretty good race. I think maybe if we had one more lap, we could have pushed the issue. We were going to race him clean for sure, so we weren't going to get in his way. But he had a couple of times where he put her up on the bike and we thought we had a chance, but we ran a good race. Congrats to him.
You had the fastest lap of the race there when you were trying to catch up to him. What was working for you today?
Everything, for some reason. The truck just sat and got, so it was just, I don't know, it worked.
Who helped you get up here?
A lot of people. My dad, brother Travis, Ben and Amber, the whole Pete's family, they put in a lot of hours. Al Albers, Maddie Albers, Vanessa Logan, they work all night long too. There's a pile of people. I gotta thank Nick Hulch Construction, Heater Body Suit, McGuire Sports Bar, McDermott Truck Sales, I think BK Customs. That's pretty much it.
All right, congratulations. That's Corey Holter, our second place finisher today in stock truck. And on top of the box, TJ Ewart. TJ, back-to-back wins for you, and I think that was the most excited I've ever seen you when you crawled out of that truck, man. What was working for you out there today? You were fast.
I really got to actually put it on the tires. Fresh set of tires. The all-train's actually hooked up awesome on this dryer slick. Yeah.
How was it trying to defend against Corey once he caught you there those last couple laps, putting the pressure on?
My spotter was in my ear the whole time. He's like, only by one, only by one. He's pushing me. Well, I made a lot more mistakes, but hats off to him for not even tagging into me or nothing like that. I was waiting for it.
Who helped you get up here today?
Falcon Tire, Platin Race Chassis, Legend Erecting, Modern Belt, Iser Inn, Weiland Enterprise, Grease Spot Construction, OTL Outdoors, JR Enterprise, Roscoe Meats, Andy Shocks, Training Man, TE Transport, whatever else that says, I can't read that from here, but my crew.
TJ, congratulations on another win.
Thanks.
Let's hear one more time for our stock truck podium. Diesel Shanik in third, Corey Holcher in second, and TJ Ewert on top of the box again. Back to you guys.
Does a fine job carrying his speed through. No chance for hitting there. This is where it gets tricky. We'll talk about it all day long. You want to stay tight to that inside. As Reed LeDuc is doing that, as you're watching him come up through that little section, headed back towards another tabletop. Such a fast layout here.
Reed LeDuc still holding off Tristan Hinton. Hinton has 3 wins on the season. Reed LeDuc is a rookie in the class, still looking for his first win. He did land on the podium a couple events ago in ERX in Elk River.
Braxton Shimmick now
Yeah,
putting
Shimmick
the
battling
pressure.
back.
Oh, little contact.
Yeah, Vandevort did the gentlemanly thing there and checked up a little bit. He let Shimmick take that spot back, so nice clean driving by Vandevort.
There's Ava Lawrence now showing up in the picture. There's Shimmick losing that spot. Here comes Ella Holter now on the right side of our screen as Reed LeDuc still holding on to that race lead.
Holter came into this weekend as the points leader. She has a 2-point lead over Wes Vandevort, and then only 4 points behind Vandevort is Ava Lawrence in third. And you see she is in third on the race course as well, trying to hunt down Hinton and Reed LeDuc. Look at Lawrence dive down to the inside on Hinton.
Yeah, Lawrence didn't waste any time there, just made that pass. Nice slide job, like we like to call it. There's Reed LeDuc still holding on to that spot. Fast enough to stay out front, and he's learning as he's racing here this season. He's doing a phenomenal job. Kyle is in his ear, helping him around. Just a host of trucks now starting to bunt up on the back of Reed LeDuc. There's Ella Holger, like we talked about earlier, running a lot of different divisions, getting a lot of seat time. And here comes Vandevort now to the inside.
Yeah, Ella Holcher is the only driver in Champ Off-Road who's racing 3 classes this season. She's in the points chase in all 3 classes, which tells you the caliber of driver that she is. As we see our battle up front still going on. Ava Lawrence putting the pressure on Reed LeDuc. And we'll see both of their fathers later on in Pro 4 battling against one another.
Yeah, Scotty Lawrence will be back out later this afternoon, as well as Kyle LeDuc. He is back in the house. 12 years it's been since Kyle LeDuc's been at Bark River International. All the big boys are in the house this afternoon. As Reed LeDuc still showing the way around. Opens it up a little bit, but still holding on to that position as Lawrence now on the back bumper of Reed.
Wes Vandevort is in the mix as well. He won in rounds 7 and 8 in Lena a couple of weeks ago. And Vandevort on the move. He's now up into 2nd place.
Wow, they're just swapping spots back and forth to top 5, but Reed LeDuc still holding on. As now Vandevort gonna look to that inside.
Down the hill towards the horseshoe. Here comes Ava Lawrence battling back on the inside of Vandevort. Puts a couple of wheels on the grass on the inside. And Lawrence, another slide job pass, just pushed the 96 of Vandevort off his race line. Totally clean move, just textbook, but very aggressive driving by the 2 of Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely aggressive driving. Here comes Vandevort again to the inside. That's how equal these cars are. It makes it so fun to watch. As Reed LeDuc now opening up that gap about 2-3 car lengths. Getting a little bit of fresh air now. Not a lot of pressure as Vandevort now trying to put on that pressure. to the number 2 of Ava Lawrence as we look farther back in the field.
Yeah, battles going on all the way back through the field here in the Muskego Crane Service short course karts. 4 drivers, well, you can count Ella Holcher into the mix there as well, battling in that lead pack.
Here comes Vandervoort to the outside. He's going to have the longest way around. He ducks back underneath Lawrence, so smart move by him. He might have lost about 2-3 spots there. Here comes Hinton once again.
Yeah, Vandervoort looking for a line around Lawrence is opening the door for Tristan Hinton in the number 33. Again, Vandervoort pulls out a line, setting up outside of Ava Lawrence. Lawrence looks to the inside of Leduc as they come down into the horseshoe.
Boy, Leduc, he feels the pressure right there, just holding on to that line. He's not doing any blocking. He's been that fast. He's holding on to that spot. As now Lawrence is all over the back door once again. As we keep clicking these laps off, we go by timed races, as you see on the top of our screen. About a minute to go when Reed Leduc comes by what will be our finish line, Shane.
Yeah, when that time clock runs out, then the next flag that our drivers will see will be the white flag. So still some time to go here in this one. Still Leduc, Lawrence, Vandervoort, Hinton, Ella Holcher, your top 5.
Look at Vandervoort, he's setting up this pass. He's trying to go outside, gonna try to duck underneath Lawrence, and look at that. Making that pass stick, he might get 2 right here.
Vandervoort pulls alongside Leduc. He's set up on the outside as they go toward the gravel pit turn, and it's gonna be Vandervoort now with your race lead.
Wow, what a pass by Vandervoort. Making that pass stick, used him as a little pick. As now, Lawrence still trying to get around Reed Leduc, and look at how fast our leader is now.
Vandervoort in that 96 showing a lot of speed, trying to make it 3 wins in a row. He came into today's race trailing Ella Holcher in the points chase by only 2 points, so this result would catapult him into the points lead.
Contact!
Yeah, Hinton got a little bit crossed up. Hinton was trying to force the issue on Ava Lawrence.
Yeah, look at Ella Holcher coming to that inside, open the door. Hinton giving her spot away to Ella Holcher as we're coming to the white flag this time by. 1 more lap to go. There is Reed Leduc still holding on to a podium spot. He's running a strong second, led a lot of laps in this one.
Meanwhile, Vandervoort out to about a 15 car length lead, so a lot of speed in that number 96. Ella Holcher now slowly closing the gap up to Ava Lawrence. Holcher trying to steal a podium spot here on the final lap.
Ava Lawrence still all over the back door of Reed Leduc. He opens up a little bit more breathing room. Reed Leduc found himself on the podium at ERX Motor Park, his first ever career podium, as he's trying to lock down another one in that 888 ride. Here comes Lawrence again. Ella Holcher still trying to pick away some more spots before the end of this one.
Tristan Hinton in that 33 is not going away either. We have 4 trucks. Look at Race Visser, look at that run.
Yeah, Race Visser, they opened up the door. He's like, thank you, I'll take that spot away. And now he has a chance to get up on the podium.
Visser trying to steal the 3rd spot there from Ava Lawrence as they come to the County Road corner for the last time. Visser looks down to the inside. He had to check up. Lawrence took the line away playing defense.
Well,
Meanwhile,
the win's going to go to Vandervoort here this afternoon in round 9. Second is going to go to the young Reed Leduc in 3rd. Finalizing this podium will be Ava Lawrence.
What a tremendous show by really all the drivers there in short course kart.
Such a fun race to call, man. This is our future here at Champ Off-Road. Vandervoort waited to pounce on the right opportunity, and man, that section coming off that big hill,
One of the players in that battle is Ava Lawrence. Ava, third place today. You had to make some passes to get up to third, but you kind of stalled out once you got behind Reed. Was there anything you could have done to get around him?
I probably could have tried more different things throughout the laps, but it didn't really work out. So anytime on the podium, it's good, but trying to get out of third place right now.
What was working for you when you made the other passes to get up into second at one point and then back on down to third? What worked to get up towards the front?
I tried to just come out of the corner and then go straight for the white tire and tuck underneath of all of them.
Who helped you get up here today?
My mom and my dad, Jeb and Kelsey, Uncle Josh, Papa Kelly, my brothers and sister, Rival Motorsports, and Smile More.
Congratulations. That's Ava Lawrence, our third place finisher here today in the short course karts. Coming in second place today is second podium of the season, Reed Leduc. Reedy, it's your first time at this track. How do you like it?
It's good.
Was it fun out there?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part? Did you have a favorite spot?
I don't know.
What's your favorite part? Turns, jumps? Talk loud, buddy.
Did you like any big jumps out there or any quick turns?
Say all of them.
All of them.
I know Dad teaches you a lot working with Teros, but I bet you didn't have to pull any today out front, did you?
Yeah, I didn't have to pull any.
Does it help having Dad in your ear helping you around this track?
Talk loud. Does it help having me talk to you on the radio?
Yeah, it does a lot.
Who would you like to thank, buddy?
My mom, my dad,
Say, all my sponsors.
all my sponsors.
Good job.
Good job, buddy. That's Reed Leduc, our second place finisher today. And on top of the box, I believe the third race in a row, Wes Vandevort. Wes, talk about that pass you made on both Ava and Reed over here to get into the lead.
It was a pretty cool pass. I took her wide and I had the angle so I could just shoot right under.
This puts you in the points lead. Do you think much about the championship with only 3 races left?
I feel like I could do it.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of this track?
It's the corner before going into the gravel pit.
Who helped you get up here today?
My dad, my mom, Legend Directing, Bay Oil, Cron Plumbing, T&E Transport, Modern Built, and everyone else.
Congratulations. That's Wes Vandevort, our winner today in the short course karts.
Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Off-Road. We're moving quickly here. Modcart is about to take their green flag. This is Vintown Custom Road Siding Modcart. Andy Johnson and Chase Miller will be on the front row. Also in the field, Hunter Van Zyl, Troy Johnson, Porter Inglesi, Michael Funk, Antonio Inglesi, Easton Sleeper, Zach Rahanowitz, and Jace Gill. 10 trucks headed down into turn 1.
Yeah, they're already swapping spots early on. We already went through the first turn. A lot of great race car drivers. There's Johnson, local boy from Bark River, Michigan, on that outside.
And you've got Inglesi, Porter Inglesi in the 201. He's from just up the road in Belch, Michigan.
Yeah, about 25 miles from Bark River. Oh, one goes around and upside down, Shane.
That looks like Antonio Inglesi. It is the 212 of Antonio Inglesi. He was second in points. He trailed Easton Sleeper by only 4 points coming into this one. Sleeper has been on the podium all 8 rounds so far. Great consistent season. Only 1 win, but putting together strong finishes.
Well, we're going to take another look at it. We have a replay of that rollover. Watch on the bottom side of your screen. Yeah, just a little bit of help by Easton Sleeper, and once you catch that edge, put it upside down, you're nothing but a teeter-totter.
It looked like Antonio Inglesi over that little tabletop jump by the county road just got a little bit crossed up. I don't think that Sleeper did that on purpose by any means.
Yeah, it's so tight through there as there's Sleeper now A lot of rumors going around, but I can tell you he will be moving up into that Pro Light spec truck that Ryan Beat has put together. That program as a whole is going to be the new Pro Light division. And Easton, he's young, he's hungry, he wants to keep moving through the field. I had a chance to talk to his dad, Todd Sleeper. Very nice individual. He loves his son, he loves this sport, and he doesn't want to push him. He lets him do his own thing. He wants him to become a better driver, but at the end of the day, you can't force anything on a young gun.
Yeah, and Easton Sleeper, he's been racing for so long, going back to his short course kart days. You know, these are young drivers, but these are some veteran drivers. There's a handful of drivers in this field here in Montkart that have been at this for 5 years or more.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch as Easton Sleeper making that pressure, talking about guys being in this class.
Yeah, Troy Johnson, another one in the 211, who's been around, came up through short course kart just like Easton Sleeper did.
Yeah, the speeds are definitely starting to pick up here at Bark River. A lot of racing throughout today's action. Remember, coming up here after a few turns will be our finish line. We're just about, just over 6 minutes to go in this one. Going by the big, beautiful layout. Big crowds will be on hand here this afternoon. It's been a long time since we've been to Bark River, Shane.
Yeah, it feels like much longer than 2 years ago that we were last year.
Yeah, it's so hard just living around this area to come by here on the off season and not see anything going on. It's just a bummer. It's cool that everything's back to somewhat normal.
Sleeper still putting a lot of pressure on Troy Johnson. They're both trying to hunt down Porter and Glazy. That's the three-way battle for second place. He's out front, Chase Miller. He started on the front row and hasn't looked back since. Sleeper showing a fender now to the inside of Troy Johnson. Sleeper's got Hunter Van Zyl right on his back bumper as well. And Van Zyl, no stranger to mixing it up in the top 5.
No, Van Zyl normally really, really strong, especially at these wide open tracks like Bark River.
Yeah, Van Zyl, another kid that came up from short course kart into Montkart. It's very competitive. Picked up a handful of podium finishes in short course kart last year. Everybody pretty well spaced out at this point, so as a driver, Brent, when you're not, within striking distance necessarily of the driver in front of you, what's your approach when you're trying to just make up ground and you're running by yourself?
Well, you got to focus. You got to keep moving forward. You got to be in your own race. You got to keep pushing as hard as you can drive these trucks. You can't give up at all. I mean, it's a 20-minute race. At the end of the day, you can't afford. It's a sprint race. You can't afford to give or take anything. You got to be prepared and run that car as hard as possible. And if you do that and you're a great race car driver and you got that thing dialed, you're going to move to the front. So you really just have to be a whole package.
Well, one driver running as hard as he can is Easton Sleeper. He got around Troy Johnson for third as we come to the competition yellow. It's going to be Chase Miller out front. He's from Seymour, Wisconsin. Of course, we just saw his teammate TJ Ewart up on top of the box back in stock truck. In second place is Porter and Glazy in the number 201. Then it's the 213 of Sleeper running in third. Johnson is fourth. Then Van Zyl rounds out the top 5. Good clean first half of that one for Miller, though.
Yeah, definitely after the first couple races we've seen this morning. A lot of contact. They really cleaned it up, and we're going to see a good second half of this one. About 3 minutes to go right now, so by the time we get to that restart line, we'll be under 3 minutes here as we look at the crowd this afternoon. And I mean, it's so cool. A town of about 700 people swell to about 20, 30,000 on a weekend like this. I mean, we go to Crandon, we go to Lena, we go to ERX Motor Park. This Bark River, they've been around 45 years, and you can tell people are just smiling up on the hill, just enjoying every bit of this Champ Off-Road series, and we're back underway, Shane.
Miller once again will lead the field down into turn 1. And again, jumps out to about a 3 or 4 car length lead. Look at, Sleeper trying to push the outside line around Johnson, and it does not pay off. Johnson able to reclaim that third spot.
Yeah, they're making a lot of contact going through that little chicane. Here comes Zach Rahanowitz trying to work his way up. Another local boy with Edwards Collision Center on the side. That's his father's company in Escanaba, Michigan. So they've been around a long time in this class, so watch for him to move toward the front.
Yeah, Sleeper and Johnson, meanwhile, playing tag a little bit, just bouncing off one another's bedsides. We'll keep an eye on that battle as well, but up front, Porter and Glazy now turning up the pressure on the 296 of Chase Miller. Still just over 2 minutes to go until we reach our white flag.
Flying over that tabletop, coming down another fast section. It's so off camber. Coming back to our local boys here, Johnson and Rahanowitz now looking to do some battle. Coming into turn one, Johnson goes a little wide, opening up the door. Here comes Zach Rahanowitz now, gonna try to run that outside. He might have that favored line as he ran out of real estate.
Yeah, Johnson did the old slide job defense there. Pushed Rahanowitz a little bit off the race line.
These trucks have come such a long way. The suspensions are working just like a big truck.
The drivers have come a long way too, like we said. The progression now that we've seen, just about every driver in this field came from short course karts. These are veteran drivers. They know how to find racing lines. We see Rahanowitz trying to find a line around Troy Johnson. That's two Bark River boys going at it.
Yeah, Johnson now trying to push him out in that loose stuff. Rahanowitz has to button up behind and just play follow the leader right now. He tried to make a pass.
Johnson doing a tremendous job making his truck a little bit wider than it actually is.
Yeah, Johnson now you can see he's diving down to that bottom side, but still running the fast line around here in Bark River. A flash of Easton Sleeper still battling for those top three spots as we go back up front.
Yeah, Porter and Glazy. Yeah, Porter and Glazy got all crossed up on that little roller jump, and that's going to open the door for Sleeper, who's now up into second place trying to hunt down Chase Miller. Sleeper is on the charge here in the second half.
Well, Todd Sleeper, he said he did a lot of gear changes. They played with tires. They did a lot of work to this car, and it's his final season in this mod kart class, so he wants to go out with a bang as this top three. It's really starting to heat up. Here comes Easton Sleeper again to that inside, trying to make some room, making a little love tap on the back of our leader.
More contact yet again between Miller and Sleeper. Sleeper's got to be careful because Porter and Glazy is not going away. Now Sleeper dives. He's going to be on the outside as they come towards turn one.
Yeah, Sleeper takes over that top spot now and just flies right past.
Yeah, Miller looks like he might be off the pace, and he's running way outside the race line. So, yeah, Miller not up to full speed at this point. Troy Johnson now up into the top three.
Oh, Johnson, just as you said it, Shane, he got a little crossed up, went up on the berm on the left of your screen. So tough break for Johnson as we see some more smoke coming out of one of our cars.
Yeah, that's Miller. Now finally Miller will pull off. White flag is out, 1 lap to go here in Mod Kart.
Miller, tough break for Miller. Smoke all over the back of that car. His day seems to be done as he comes to a rest as we go back up front now. Easton Sleeper, can't say enough about the kid. He's really proven he's ready to move up a division.
Trying to cruise to his second win of the season here in 2021. Meanwhile, Zach Rahanowitz from right here in Bark River now up into the top three.
Yeah, good run. Podium finish for Zach Rahanowitz. That'll be huge here at his hometown track as Easton Sleeper, last year's points champion. That's what that red plate number 213 means. He means he's carrying that bullseye on his back. He's trying to shrug it off once again. A couple turns ago, Shane, it looks like he's gonna get the job done.
One last time down through the County Road corner. Onto the home stretch, the number 213, Easton Sleeper is your round 9 winner here in Mod Kart. Porter and Glazy will be second, Rahanowitz third, Van Zyl fourth. More great battling here though, Brent.
Yeah, definitely. Great battles. We've seen them all morning, and there is a lot more racing yet on our sheet.
Zach, hometown podium. Got to feel pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've been up here, so it feels really good.
You mentioned that first podium of the season. How much of a challenge has it been with the competition in this class to break through this season?
Oh, it's been hard. New tracks and stuff, just really good racers, so it's kind of hard to get around them.
It's been a couple years since we've raced here at your home track. How good does it feel to be back on this thing?
Oh, it feels amazing. We were here a couple weeks ago testing. Feels good to be back.
Who helped you get up here today?
Race Driven, Edwards Collision Center, my mom, my dad, and the rest of the family that came out here to watch.
Congratulations. That's Zach Rohanowitz, our third place finisher today in the mod carts. Coming in second, another local driver, Porter Inglesi. Porter, it was your birthday yesterday, I was told. On the podium at your home track. Pretty good weekend so far, huh?
Yeah.
Last time we were here, you swept the weekend in the short course kart class. Now you're on the podium in mod cart. What is it about this track that suits your driving style?
I don't know. It's just, I like this track.
What's your favorite part of it?
Turn 1.
Turn 1. Who helped you get up here today?
My mom, my dad, Freeman Race Engines, Horde Off-Road Logging, Jacobson Logging, Lawson Products, Jake's R&R Tire, Wayona Machine Supply, Sandona Construction, K&B Hauling and Excavating, Rod Dog Custom Rod Holders, Spread Eagle Fireworks, RT Welding Supply.
Congratulations. That's Porter Inglesi, our second place finisher today. And on top of the box for the first time since round 1, Easton Sleeper, our points leader, defending champion. Easton, talk about the challenge it's been to get back on that top spot this year.
Yeah, it's been hard. You know, these guys are really competitive, and finally the truck just clicked. We got the setup perfect, and, you know, we picked a sucky, a draw. We started 8th, but we just got to put our heads down. We grinded out to the lead, and, man, I don't know what to say right now.
You've extended your points lead. How important is it to you to grab this one more mod kart championship before you move out of this class?
It's going to be really nice. You know, we wanted to defend the mod kart championship, and, you know, consistent podiums and winning this, you know, it's going to be awesome.
Who helped you get up here today?
B&B Power Sports, Mackel Tools, Father John Paul from VP Racing Fuels, Jet Hot, FXR, Aero Terminal LLC, Rod and Supply, Uncle Matty, the Giefer family in Napa, and the Off-Road Fraternity. Thank you for all my sponsors.
Congratulations. That's Easton Sleeper, our winner today in the mod carts. Let's hear one more round of applause for our mod cart podium. Our hometown guys, Zach Rohanowitz and Porter Inglesi, finishing 3rd and 2nd, and Easton Sleeper on top of the box.
Well, we're about to hit the green flag in 1600 single buggy. There it is, the flag's flying. Watch Parsons, he's already trying to go on that inside. Here comes Keepers in that Argonne Lumber ride, as well as Fitzgerald. This one's gonna be a one to watch. These guys really know how to wheel these cars around this track.
Yeah, Thomas Trelstad in that 305. He's won a couple of races this year. He won in round 6 and won also in round 8 back in Lena. So he's really turning up the heat here in the second half of the season. But up front already, it's Dylan Parsons in the number 319. He also has a couple wins on the season. Parsons, Trelstad, Keepers, and all the rest back through the field.
Yeah, there's Fitzgerald. Sorry, Shane, didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, Fitzgerald looks to be coming into that sweeper really, really wide. There's Billy Booth. Oh, man, contact.
Trouble for Fitzgerald there, and then the big puff of smoke out of the 324 of Baczynski.
What is it? Every time we talk about a driver today, they have some kind of incident on the track, so maybe we need to stop calling out our top runners in this field, as Baczynski now putting the pressure on.
Back up front, Dylan Parsons in that number 319 Shock Tech car. Then it is Keepers and Booth battling side by side.
Well, here
They're
comes
still
Keepers,
side by side.
They're door to door. Here we go, up that very deceiving corner, really, really loamy on the outside. Booth goes a little wide, trying to get out of the roost.
Yeah, that cost Billy Booth the run that he did have on Tony Keepers. That's the battle for second place. Tom Trelstad still running in 4th. Baczynski in the top 5. Then it's Travis Trelstad, Bo Ambos, Tizzle. Kleikamp has been making some moves as well. He's already up into the top 10 after starting 18.
Yeah, good to see Jamie Kleikamp back out, a hometown boy from just down the road. Ran a lot of years in the single buggy division, now finding himself, or in the light buggy division, now finds himself in single buggy. Talked to one of his crew guys, Mark Olson. He said, hey, he always wanted to be in this class, and this was the opportunity. So keep an eye on Jamie Kleikamp.
See a little trouble there for the 305. Tom Trelstad falling back through the field. He lost a spot to Kleikamp and a couple other cars.
Wow, going really, really wide. You lose so much time. You have to stay to that bottom. If you want to get a run coming up to this big Cooper's Tire flyaway jump. As there's Kleikamp in that yellow and black ride, climbing the Cooper Tire flyaway.
Kleikamp trying to put a move on the 388 O-Snap Pickling Company car of Bo Ambos.
Wow, they're all starting to...
Yeah, the top half of the field starting to spread out a little bit. Now everybody's settling in. Dylan Parsons is still way out front. Then it's Keepers and Booth. Then it's a long way back to fourth.
Yeah, big gap to fourth place as we look at Keepers. Just over 5 minutes to go in this single buggy race. As Keepers gets a little squirrely coming over that little double section, has given Billy Booth, yeah, it has given him a little bit of an edge, but then Booth goes a little wide trying to miss that little finger jump, and it costed him some more track time.
See Billy Booth getting just a little bit airborne over that blind corner past our spectator area. Like we said earlier in the day, as the speeds increase throughout the day, you'll see trucks, you know, the faster Pro 2s, Pro 4s, Pro Lights jumping over that hill.
Yeah, that
becomes very dicey when you're trying to battle for position while you're becoming unweighted like that.
Yeah, the speeds are definitely going to keep rising up here at Bark River as we're taking a look at Tony Keepers once again. There's Billy Booth, last year's points champion, supporting that red plate. Coming into that hard right-hander into the rhythm section.
This is our last lap before the competition yellow, so we're almost to the halfway point of this one.
Yeah, Billy Booth, he's gonna love this mandatory competition caution flag.
Yeah, on the other side of that, the driver who absolutely hates to see this come out right now is Dylan Parsons, because he's been putting down some tremendous laps running out front.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Parsons in that Shock Tech ride. He's very, very quick, holding on to that gap. He knows he has the speed to win this race, but this is gonna reset everyone once again as we're coming to that red and yellow flag this time by. There's Billy Booth. As there's our race leader, Dylan Parsons. Then it is Keepers and Booth, your top three. So this will get interesting, definitely in the second half.
Yeah, the cream has risen to the top here in 1600 buggy. Travis Trelstad is fourth, Baczynski is fifth. And this competition yellow is going to give John Fitzgerald in that 312 a chance to get back into contention after he spun out in the early going.
Yeah, you normally don't see that out of John Fitzgerald. He's in that Bruce Fraley ride this year, brand new car, and he's normally up front, so he's got a lot of work to do. But making that one mistake on a long track like Bark River, it takes a lot to catch back up.
Yeah, Fitzgerald came into this weekend with a 15-point lead over Tony Keepers, with Parsons in third. Parsons a full 30 points behind John Fitzgerald, but I mean, the best thing he could do to help his case for the championship is win here in round 9, and he's done it halfway so far.
Right, yeah, this one's definitely not over yet, and it's interesting to watch his top three, but Parsons, he's been so fast. We've watched him all season long, and Keepers, he's been right there. Billy Booth, we've always said his name every year in this buggy division. He's right there. It's just who can make the least amount of mistakes. You watch Keepers come over by the road and just bobble a little bit. Maybe that's all that takes for a guy to get underneath him.
Yeah, so much of racing, especially in these momentum classes, as we like to call them, is just limiting those mistakes.
Well, we're going to reset everyone once again. They're about to go back. Green flag racing. Can Keepers run down Dylan Parsons? We'll have to see. Here we go. Billy Booth now putting the pressure on already as Parsons opening up that gap early.
Back down through turn one. Yeah, Parsons again just stretching his lead right away on this restart. Booth not going away. Keepers knows he's there. Travis Trelstad opened the door for a minute to Baczynski, but it looks like Trelstad able to hold on in fourth.
Billy Booth losing the front two runners by about 5-6 car lengths. So Billy Booth really has to put his head down, see if he can figure something out here in this second half, as Tony Keepers now trying to run that outside line. I don't know.
Maybe that'll let Tony Keepers focus forward instead of playing defense on Booth and try to run down Dylan Parsons. We'll see how it plays out. We got about a minute and 10 seconds before we'll see our white flag.
There's Parsons coming across that Cooper Tire flyaway jump. Like Shane was saying earlier, they're going to be bonsaiing off that hill in the truck divisions later this evening. There's a lot of guys coming in there hot and heavy, just trying to rotate those cars, as Kleikamp trying to get around some guys there on the inside as we go back up front, Shane, once again.
Yeah, Kleikamp's been making a lot of moves. He's up into about 6th or 7th spot at this point. That battle for second staying interesting here. And look, I mean, Keepers is closing the gap a little bit on Dylan Parsons.
As we come through the chicane here by the house turn, there will be 2 laps to go, this time by for Parsons. Can Tony Keepers in that Argonne lumber car get the job done? He's losing that gap there a little bit more as we come across what will be our finish line, heading in this very, very fast back section once again, as time is definitely starting to run out on top of our screen.
Yeah, it'll be 1 lap to go next time past the Amsoil Champ Off-Road finish line. Again, Parsons stretching that lead just a little bit over Keepers to about 10 car lengths as they come out of Cemetery Turn. Headed for the Cooper Tires flyaway.
Yeah, Parsons hits it pretty spot on, carrying all the speed he needs in that 319 Shock Tech ride. Couple turns to go. As we look at some of these lap times, about the 1:30 mark for our race leaders. Look on back, there's Keepers. Should be coming to the white flag this next time by, as we're clicking off 4 laps here at Bark River International Off-Road Raceway.
Well, a little puff of smoke out of the 352 of Keepers. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The temperatures are climbing outside here at Bark River.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Keepers. Maybe he's had a problem this whole race. He's still trying to fight to the front, as Parsons should be coming to that white flag this time by. There it is, the flagman has it in his hand, as Keepers is definitely running out of real estate. He needs to put something together if he wants to win this one, but Parsons now, he's in a league of his own.
One last time down through Cemetery Turn. Really, the top 3 kind of spread out from one another now. Just have to keep an eye on all our drivers, make sure they don't make any mistakes. You see more smoke out of the back of the 352, so that might be some drama unfolding here on our final lap. No drama so far for Dylan Parsons. He started on the front row and got into the lead right away. Has he not looked back since? You can see no mud on the front of that car whatsoever.
Yeah, that thing looks really, really clean. He goes a little bit wide through there, as Keepers holding on to a strong second, but like Shane was saying, those puffs of smoke, maybe a little overheating problem, but coming out of that back end of the car, hopefully he can hold it together for a good podium finish, as Parsons coming back in front of this crowd in Bark River once again.
One last time through turn 1, another puff of smoke from the 352 of Keepers. It's not necessarily bad when it's smoking, it's when you run out of smoke that you know something is in trouble.
Yeah, that thing dries out, then you have to start to worry, but 1 turn to go. Dylan Parsons in that Shock Tech ride. He will win the 9th round here at Champ Off-Road in that Shock Tech 1600 buggy.
Tony Keepers across the line 2nd, Booth is 3rd, then it's Travis Trelstad 4th and Fitzgerald 5th, so tremendous job by John Fitzgerald battling back after that early spin.
There's Dylan Parsons, that 319 Shock Tech ride, going to bring it up to the podium here in a few moments. As everyone crossing the finish line, as you see our final results.
Sure was, Brent. We'll grab our third place finisher here, Billy Booth. Billy, first weekend in a couple years having just one car here. I'm sure it's less workload, but is one of the drawbacks of that having a little bit less track time?
Well, it was supposed to be when we blew up a motor in practice yesterday. So I was up late again last night, and the spare, we've been having some issues with the carbs and swapped the carbs. So I went in the day and wanted to see what we had. And those last couple laps, it started missing again. So we'll make an adjustment and get in a better spot. So, but man, that track was awesome today. I made a little tire change last night. Glad I did that. Seeing John lose it back there, and we had a tight moment there. So get through that mess and have a good run is fun. So man, I don't know what to say, but Bark River, this track is perfect today, and you're in for a good show today. So
who helped you get up here today, Billy?
Yeah, I just gotta thank Alterra Machine Tool, Mud Muncher Memorial Stair-Offs, Dinsmore Race Engines, everybody else who's here helping us, my parents, Mark, Joey, everybody back home watching, and all our contingency partners, Rugged Radios, Rod End Supply, and the whole Champ Off-Road team. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's Billy Booth, our third place finisher today in single buggy. Coming in second, Tony Keepers. Tony, a second place, fits off the podium. You chipped away a little bit at that championship. What's it going to take here these last 3 races to get it?
Well, just the idea is to win every race. That's the best you can do. So we couldn't catch Dylan today. He was really fast and lucky enough to get through some stuff, like Billy said there in the start of the race. Got a little sketchy, but got through there and just looked at the 319 the rest of the time. So we'll go shoot for first tomorrow, check the car over, see how it goes.
Who helped you get up here today?
I got to thank all my crew, my wife, Lacey, Rick and Squints and Jeff and Ben. You guys are awesome. Bo and Ambos always helping us out. All my sponsors, Argon Lumber, J&J Insulators, Kristen Ambos, Teddy G Auto Body, Sam's Concrete, Lead Automotive, all you guys are awesome. We can't do this without you.
Congratulations. That's Tony Keepers, our second place finisher today. And on top of the box for the third time this season, Dylan Parsons. Dylan, last time we were here in 2019, you had 2 podiums that weekend on top of the box today. What clicks for you at this track?
Yeah, I got my first podium ever here, I think in 17, and I've always liked this track. I was a little discouraged yesterday after the mud. Like, I was kind of like, I don't know what to do. Like, it was a lot of work, and I felt really slow in the mud, but that's how it goes.
You've shown a lot of consistency this season, and this is your 3rd win, which I believe leads the class. What has it taken to be up here so much this season?
A lot of hard work. My dad puts in so much work in this car and making sure it's perfect. He was still grooving tires after the light buggy race because we had to go up and help Eric.
Who helped you get up here today?
My dad, my mom, John, Matt Gerald. He's a huge help, and he was up here right away, and he's like, you got this. And all those guys, Kurt Gerald, Bruce, the Kearns, Owen Van Eperen for spotting for me today and keeping me cool, and thanks a lot.
Congratulations. That's Dylan Parsons, our winner today in 1600 single buggy.
Green flag flies, here we go. We're already 3 wide coming into the first turn.
Trey Beauchamp making it 3 wide, shooting up the middle between Summers and Holiday.
Wow,
They're 4
no
wide
room.
further back.
Wow,
Beauchamp got
making
pinched, and that's
contact.
going to send Visser around. He collected Machosik, the points leader.
Oh, our points leader is dead parts on the front turn of this track, and so is Beauchamp. Look at the contact. No one is playing nicely here early in Super Stock Truck.
Plenty of carnage already back up front. It's the 824 of Holiday and the 802 of Trey Beauchamp.
Yeah, Trey Beauchamp showing a lot of speed early on. Holiday, he's fresh in this class, doing a phenomenal job. A lot of contact early, so we'll have to get things sorted out. Heavy damage to a lot of these trucks.
Yeah, a couple flat tires on the 820 of Braden Beauchamp.
Man, he had a good starting position. I thought that's where he was going to shine, and just a contact. No one played nice, as here comes Holger now.
Holger working on the 806 of Summers. Summers started on the pole for this one, but he's going to yield that spot to Holger. Here comes Kyle Cooper. Like we said, 3 days removed from suffering a partially collapsed lung.
Yeah.
Back out there trying to make up some ground in this points chase.
Cooper getting around Summers. gaining another spot. There's Trey Beauchamp. He's another hometown favorite here.
Yeah, he's from Cornell, Michigan.
See, coming off that tabletop, Holiday doing a great job out front. That clean air is huge. He can pick his own lines. As Beauchamp really starting to dig deep.
Yeah, just really diving down onto the cushion.
Here comes Cooper again. You were just talking about him. Man, finally a guy we're talking about start moving up through the field as Kyle Cooper.
You can see fiberglass just strewn about the whole race course here.
Yeah, you got to remember a couple days ago, Kyle Cooper, he didn't even think he was going to be out in Park River. So great run for him, and there he is, the 873, moving forward already.
Yeah, putting the pressure on Ben Holcher as they go up and over the hill past the crowd.
There's Trey Beauchamp coming over the back doubles, heading towards Cemetery Turn, and man, we're getting word that our points leader is out of this big race shootout.
Joe Machosik has pulled off. Looks like his day will be done. Meanwhile, Holcher now going to work on Holiday, or excuse me, Trey Beauchamp. That's going to put Holcher up into second place, trying to chase down Aaron Holiday.
Ben Holter now moving up in that 844. There's Trey Beauchamp now filing back to third. As Cooper now looking to the inside. So this front four battle starting to heat up. As there goes Trey Beauchamp. He's trying to set this up and come back underneath Holter.
That's a classic Bark River move into the gravel pit turn here as they go around the left-hander up the hill.
Yeah, you have a lot of grip there.
More contact. Beauchamp gets into the bedside of Holcher. Cooper is in the mix as well.
Yeah, Kyle Cooper just trying to play nice coming through the field.
Cooper ran out of room. Sorry to step on you there, Brent. Cooper ran out of room trying to get around Trey Beauchamp.
Here comes Ben Holter just diving to that inside. Shane, that truck's been around a long, long time. That's a former Mitch Dorr chassis, so a great truck underneath him. We'll see if he can dig deep. As Beauchamp, he's not going away.
Aaron Holiday doing a great job running clean lines and playing some defense here. Holiday does not yet have a podium finish. This is his rookie year in Superstock, so he's trying to find his first podium.
As you see Kyle Cooper now putting a lot of pressure on, but here comes Ben Holger. Gonna run that outside.
Meanwhile, off camera, a bunch more carnage. Nick Bing was involved along with Nick Visser and a couple other drivers. Back towards the front, a puff of smoke from Holiday, and here comes the run by Ben Holcher.
Yeah, Holiday got out of the gas right there. It cost him that spot. Now Ben Holger, he's coming to the Cooper Tires flyaway.
Meanwhile, Kyle Cooper has now gotten around Trey Beauchamp for third. Kyle Cooper is on the move here. Cooper trying to set up Holiday.
We'll see as they come up this tricky section into the gravel pit. So tough to keep that truck to the bottom. Here comes Trey Beauchamp once again, but Kyle Cooper, he's the man on the move. He needs to get around Holiday very, very quickly. He can't afford to let Holger run away and hide as there's more smoke coming out of the back of Holiday as he moves out of the way.
Here comes Kyle Cooper. That's the battle for second. Cooper stuck to the outside. They're going to make door-to-door contact in turn one.
Look at that clean driving by both Holiday and Kyle Cooper. Cooper goes to the inside. He's going to run out of grip. Holiday will have a little bit of a better run, as you see right there.
Holiday really putting it together right now, but you see more smoke out of the 824. He goes way wide. Here comes Trey Beauchamp putting a fender onto Kyle Cooper.
Wow, the body panels definitely are replaceable, but here this afternoon, Super Stock Truck, they're not afraid to bump and grind out here.
Looks like Trey Beauchamp stole that third place spot back from Kyle Cooper. Kyle Cooper came into this weekend trailing Joe Machosik by 33 points, but like we said, Machosik is out of this one already. So this is gonna really tighten the points chase. We'll have to see how it shakes out as Ben Holcher is now in trouble.
No, the mandatory competition caution came out that time.
Our bad.
We missed that. Yeah, that's our bad.
There's so much action going on here in Superstock that it's hard enough just to keep up with what's going on in the race course.
So there you have it. There is Kyle Cooper pulling up alongside of Ben Holger and said, hey man, I made it up here. I started 9th, but I'm here to battle. And
we can't stress enough, Kyle Cooper was in the hospital on Thursday with a collapsed lung.
That's unbelievable.
I talked to him last night. He said he physically feels all right. You know, he feels up to the task. He said, you know, he's always got the option if he goes out and makes a couple laps, doesn't feel right, he can pull off. But obviously he's feeling pretty good right now, and he'll be on the second row on this Delaware-style restart behind Ben Holcher.
And that's a great starting spot. I mean, you're Ben Holcher, you're going to have to reset this field, carry that pace to that restart green flag. And if you're Kyle Cooper or Trey Beauchamp, you can get maybe a little bit of a run. You can't sneak up too quick, but it'll be interesting to see, and great to see Kyle Cooper out here. It was tough to hear that he wasn't going to make the rest of the year, and then all of a sudden, see his truck pull in the pits, and we're like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah,
Great to see him doing good.
Some of the medical staff that was tending to him said, well, you're probably shut down for the rest of the season. And then I talked to him last night, and he said after he had posted on Facebook that he wasn't going to make it, that a specialist came and saw him and said, actually, you're clear. You can go back to living your life. Kyle said, well, you know, I'm supposed to be driving a race truck this weekend, and the specialist said, hey, man, if you feel like you're up to it, go for it.
Yeah, and it's really a tough break for Joey Machosic. Him and Kyle Cooper really want to duke this one out to the end. But this is off-road racing. A lot of people say, hey, man, what happened? How can you win one day and the next day you break out? This is racing. Anything can happen. You can shear off a tire. Look at Braden Beauchamp, had a great start, and then they just started getting tangled. 2 flat tires and 1 hit. So
it's like we've got some disagreement on our restart here about who should be in which spot.
Yeah,
we have to sort this out. There's three trucks wide on the second row.
Yeah, nobody wants to give it up, and now it looks like Kyle Cooper's going to file in alongside of Cody Summers. Ben Holger will restart this second half, not wasting any time. We'll see if he can hold on to this one.
Holger pushes out a little bit wide. That's going to open the door. Cooper looks to the inside of Holiday. They're 3 wide again.
Boy, the top 3 push really wide.
Here comes Cody Summers back up into the top 5.
Yeah, now Cooper's got to put his head down once again and go back to work. He goes really wide, losing another spot. Here comes Wildman Willie Freshour.
Freshour on the charge. He's missing some body panels as well, just like the rest of the field. Holiday again off the pace. Contact with Cooper, and that's dodgy.
Contact. Summers almost goes over.
They almost got hooked up, and they almost both flipped upside down. Very lucky that everyone was able to avoid that potential mess there.
Wow, what is it here in Super Stock Truck today? They are just throwing the fist. The blood is definitely out, but Holger, he's holding on to that gap. Coming back towards the Cooper Tires flyaway one more time.
About a lap and a half to go now for the 844 of Ben Holger, trying to pick up his first win in the 2021 season.
Boy, Trey Beauchamp pushing through that infield turn, headed towards the gravel pit. There's Willie Freshour and a host of others. You see Braden Beauchamp finally back on track after getting those tires replaced. As there's Trey Beauchamp still trying to hunt down our race leader. Still a good run for Trey.
Oh, a terrific run. He had the benefit of starting on the second row. He's put that to good use here. He's in second place. Oh, there's trouble for Wold and Wildman Willie Freshour.
Yeah, they're window-to-window net.
Yeah, they're hooked up too.
Yeah, no one's going anywhere anytime soon. The tough break for those guys back up front. There's the 844 of Ben Holger. He's going to take the white flag. That means one more lap around this beautiful facility in Fork River, Michigan. One of the fastest straightaways on the circuit. Going into Cemetery Turn one final time. You can see he's not as hard as he was last lap. You don't want to push through these turns. You can screw up your whole race, especially late here, Shane.
Yeah, Holger is laying out a little bit now at this point. Just putting together clean lines. When you have a lead like this, especially on the final lap, you don't have to push 110%. You can lay out just a little bit, make sure you save your equipment. You have to make it to the finish line to pick up the win, but he's got about a 10 car length lead over the battle for second as Cooper again. Cooper now is going to look underneath Trey Beauchamp. They make a little contact.
Boy, nobody's afraid to put a fender on one another in Super Stock Truck this afternoon. Cooper, he has to get hard on the binders.
Yeah, Beauchamp got crossed up. Cooper thought about going to the outside. We'll see how he tries to set it up into turn one.
Yeah, watch Cooper. He's going to try to go really wide coming
outside
into this one. Yep, he's going to try to duck underneath, try to push Beauchamp out. Look at that. He made a mistake.
Went up on the bicycle there. Now they're door to door. Still side by side. Cooper's going to be stuck on the outside in this tight left-hander. He's going to go way high up on the berm.
Oh, he just gets a face full of dirt on this last lap. Tough break for Cooper. He couldn't even see.
Ben Holcher will take the win here in round 9. What a wild race this has been. Trey Beauchamp second, Cooper third.
Wow, and then it's a ways back to fourth. The top 3 were just checked out
I
of
can
the
see
field.
the pink shirts, the Miami Vice shirts, and the CYS Motorsports guys. That's a big win.
Kyle, where to start? We see a couple of your driver wristbands on your right hand, but tell everyone what that left wristband is.
So yeah, literally 24 hours ago, I was laying in a hospital bed with a tube sticking out of my side. Had a partially collapsed lung on Wednesday. Went to the ER Thursday, and the nurses told me it was doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Friday morning, a specialist comes in and says my x-rays look pretty good. 3 o'clock, I got released with no restrictions, and 5 o'clock, we were on our way here. So I pushed the limit a little bit on the restrictions, but we made it work, and those guys stacked up in turn 1, and it's like, shoot, it's going to be hard to get out of the truck now. And to end up on the box, I got to thank the Lord. I mean, blessing me with the opportunity, getting me healthy enough to race. I mean, all glory to him. And then I got to thank my boys are here this weekend. Got a whole ton of friends up. CJ, his first race, he got to see me get on the podium, which is good. And then I got Market Dynamic, Classic Instruments, Jeep Super Shop, Accurate Transmission, Willie D's Auto Parts. And yeah, let's do it again tomorrow. I heard we had a good points day, so it was worth it.
Kyle Cooper, after a long, hectic week, finishes third place today. Coming in second, Trey Beauchamp. Trey, talk about that battle and having to hold Kyle off on that last lap. You guys went back and forth a couple of times. You were able to hang on. How'd you do it?
Yeah, I just kept her to the boards. I don't know, but I seen him coming on this last corner here on the inside, and I knew on the next corner I had to take him on the inside again, and held him off, and we're here.
You podiumed last time we were here in 2019. This is your home track. What is it about this place that you're able to get around here so good?
I don't know. I mean, it's just the fans that come out, everyone that helps support me, my wife, my dad, my whole crew. They put a ton of hours into it, and I got to give a shout out to ATD for hooking us up with a tranny, and Marquette Dynamic, and all my other sponsors, Yokohama Tire, Delfab, Tim Beauchamp Builders, Oily Life, BallsyBrand.com, Joe's One Stop, Herb's Bar, UP Fab, and yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't forget any. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's Trey Beauchamp, our second place finisher here today. And on top of the box for the first time this season in Super Stock Truck, Ben Holcher. Ben, you had to navigate some carnage to get up to the front, but once you did, man, you were gone.
Yeah, it was a rough couple of laps, but I just kept picking one off at a time, and once I got out front, I just tried not to make too many more mistakes.
Like Kyle said, some of the fast guys in points had rough days. This is going to bump you up a little bit. How important is that here? Just 3 rounds of racing left.
Super important. I've been having kind of a mediocre season. I'm sitting 5th in points, I think, so this should have helped quite a bit.
Who helped you get up here today, Ben?
Oh, all my friends and family. My wife let me do this, and Corey and Ed, the whole Pete's family, Holcher Brothers, Nick Holcher Construction, Yokohama Tire especially, brand new set of tires on there for today. I think that really helped. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. That's Ben Holcher, our winner today in Super Stock Truck. Let's hear it one more time for the whole Super Stock Truck podium. Kyle Cooper in third, Trey Beauchamp in second, and Ben Holcher on top of the box.
A lot of cars in this one. The green flag is about to fly here in Sportsman side by side. Wait for it, about to fly at any second. There is our field. Such a cool drone shot on this start. Nobody wasted any time. It looks like Tilkens trying to take over that early lead. You see the water they put down, a little bit slippery on that inside.
Liebergen from the second row with a great start. He's already out to the race lead here. Kearns is going to go down underneath Tilkens to try to force him up that berm.
Yeah, Tilkens, he got a little bit wider than he wanted to on that last turn, as everyone seems to get through very, very clean. Not like Super Stock Truck earlier.
Yeah, well, these are sort of open wheel cars, so you have to play quite a bit nicer as they go up and over the hill past the crowd towards Cemetery Turn.
Here comes Kearns now in that number 10 car, going into the Cemetery Turn, hauling a lot of speed through here. You see Tilkens now trying to run that fast line, cuts him off just a little bit. Heading back towards that Cooper Tire flyaway jump.
Derek Tilkens, a rookie in the side-by-sides, already has 4 wins through 8 rounds here in the 2021 season. Liebergen still looking for his first win of the season, and he's leading the way here in round 9.
Yeah, Liebergen doing a good job. Oh, wow, car goes around. That's a 57.
Cody Jones having some issues there in the right-hand sweeper. Back up front, Tilkens trying to hunt down Liebergen.
Yeah, Liebergen just out front, about 4 or 5 car lengths, just holding on to that nice gap. Now as Tilkens trying to run that inside line, just running about a half a line off, as that track is definitely starting to work its way in. There's Kearns once again in that 10.
Yeah, Kearns came in with a 1-point lead over Derek Tilkens. So we'll keep an eye on that. The season is winding down after Bark River. There's only one place left to go, and that's the Big House, Crandon, Wisconsin. So as far as points championships are concerned, it's time to make some hay if you're sitting behind the points leader.
There's Tilkens coming in the back once again, going over those roller jumps, flat out, trying to reel in our race leader. As you see on our clock, about 7 minutes to go in this race. As one car all crossed up, and
Stacy Boucher in that number 17.
Yeah, look at
heavy
the front
damage on the front of her car there, so it looks like her day might be done.
Yeah, the arms on that car are definitely tweaked around. Tomorrow is a due day for that team as we look back up front. There's Tilkens now trying to go on Liebergen. And Kearns, he's just sitting there right in the catbird's teeth, just waiting.
Yeah, Kearns has been a steady hand all season in Sportsman side-by-side. He's finished no worse than 4th with 2 wins, so he's trying to put together a championship run just by consistently finishing near the front and in a big field. If you can dodge the bad luck, sometimes that's all it takes, is just being able to stay near enough to the front.
Yeah, and that's what it does. You have to just keep putting it together. Look at that, our race leader, Liebergen, going a little wide, blowing that first turn. But Tilkens cannot capitalize on that as they're coming by the road here once again.
You can see Kearns didn't get a very good landing off the rhythm section jump, kind of bounced and cased it a little bit. We're coming to the halfway caution this time, so Liebergen will pick up a couple bonus points for leading at halfway. Tilkens will be 2nd, Kearns is 3rd, Jorgensen is 4th. Well, all things considered, Brent, for having 32 cars in the field, that was a pretty clean first half of that race. The rest of our field winds its way around and comes to their caution flags here at the Amsoil Champ Off-Road finish line.
Yeah, we'll reset everyone once again. The halfway point is set in stone. A lot of cars still out on the track. 32 cars started this race. A couple cars are now they're out of this race as well, so not easy to keep these cars on the racetrack. Takes a lot of prep, a lot of time back in the pits, a lot of crew members. There's no iron team like everyone likes to call it. These people bring a lot of fans, a lot of spectators as we look at the 46 ride. All twisted up, the wheel is gone on the left
Justin
front.
Groth missing some essential parts on the left front corner of that Yamaha number 46.
Yeah, speaking of work, the crew's gonna have to do a bunch of work to get that car ready for round number 10. As Liebergen is leading this race, Kearns is in that number 10. And then Tilkens showing a lot of speed, but I don't know if anyone has anything for Liebergen. If he can just keep his pace, run his lines, don't make any mistakes out front, he should be able to hold on to this one, but I guarantee you Kearns is like, nuh-uh.
Yeah, I mentioned how steady Kearns has been this year, finishing no worse than 4th. Liebergen's having a really great, consistent year too. He's finished between 2nd and 7th place in every single race, so, you know, dodging the bad luck, finishing every race is important as well, and that's why he's third in points.
Well,
he's also leading this race as we're back to green flag racing.
Here comes Tilkens to that inside, trying to make a run, but man, really hard on the binders, couldn't get that car to turn. Liebergen goes wide as well.
Here comes Jorgensen in that number 11 Speedworks Trailer machine down to the inside. They're 3 wide.
Wow, Jorgensen.
Yeah, Tilkens got forced up onto the berm. Not quite enough room to go 3 wide, but they made it happen.
Kearns now looking to the inside of Tilkens as they cross what will be our finish line. Watch as Kearns goes in that back section. He's going to try to get that run going into Cemetery Turn.
Now Tilkens sets up way inside of Liebergen, trying to run the bottom lane through Cemetery Turn.
That's a nice shot at him, but you just run on a grip right there on the bottom. You have to try to stay up on the cushion.
Yeah, that turn is deceiving too. Cemetery Turn at the last moment, it tightens up significantly, so you can try to run the inside, but you almost have to have like magical grip in the tires to hold that line and hold your momentum all the way around it as it tightens.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes slower is faster, as here we go. Kearns now trying for that race lead. They're side by side. He's going to take the spot over Liebergen.
Liebergen's going to battle back. They make some wheel-to-wheel contact. It upset Kearns' car for a moment, but it's going to be Colin Kearns, your new race leader.
Kearns now opening up about a 2-3 car length gap, as here comes Jorgensen to the inside once again, trying to get around Tilkens. He's been working on it about 2-3 laps now.
Jorgensen trying to go the long way around through turn 1. He'll be set up on the inside of this little left-hand kink turn.
Yeah, he had a nice run the last time by. We'll see if he can make that slide job work. He doesn't slide in front of him. He's staying to that bottom, made it work on
slams
that
the door.
time, yeah.
It was a textbook example of making a pass through 2 corners. He set it up in the first corner and then finished it in the second corner.
There's Liebergen once again, trying to hunt down Krantz one more time. Flat out coming through Cemetery Turn, pushing really, really wide. You talk about it being deceiving, Shane, but at the same time, it really gets rutted up through there.
Jorgensen now trying to put a run together on Liebergen. That'd be your battle for second. Liebergen almost clipped the front bumper of Jorgensen. Everybody able to gather it back up and fall back in line as they head for the right-hand sweeper at the bottom of the flyaway.
Yeah, Jorgensen trying to work. He gets around Tilkens again on that outside. Just needs to keep looking forward as Liebergen holding on to about 2 car lengths over Jorgensen again. Coming off this little roller jump.
Tilkens not going away either in 4th. It's a really good competitive race. Carlson in the 65 is holding strong in 5th. He's right on Tilkens' back bumper. And I believe that's DeGrand right behind Carlson. Or excuse me, John Coomer in the number 44. Jorgensen dives out of the inside of Liebergen.
This time by, we're gonna be 2 laps to go, so we'll have to see
Jorgensen,
how this shakes up. Yeah, look at Jorgensen making that pass.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Brent. Jorgensen just moved Liebergen out of the preferred race line and stole that spot away, so Jorgensen now up into 2nd place.
See if Jorgensen has time to reel in our race leader. He looks to be really, really quick now that he cleared some traffic. Going through Cemetery Turn again. There's Kearns, and oh, we got one upside down. That's a 99.
That's Griesbach, Caleb Griesbach from Seymour, Wisconsin. So tough break for him as he's stuck tipped over on his side.
Such a cool shot by our drone footage. That hill is so unbelievable as it just drops right out on the back side. As here comes Tilkens again, trying to get around Liebergen. Liebergen has that preferred inside line as he over-rotates, costing him a little bit there.
Yeah, Tilkens starting to put the pressure on the 36 of Liebergen. About 1.5 laps to go here in Sportsman side-by-side.
Tilkens makes that pass stick now. His eyes are set on Jorgensen as it looks like we have a local caution down on that inside.
Yeah, that's where the 99 of Griesbach was stuck, tipped over on its side. Just a local yellow though, and it's right back to full speed racing as they come for the County Road corner. It'll be white flag out this time.
One lap to go.
Kearns, Jorgensen, Tilkens, Liebergen, Carlson, Coomer, your lead pack here. 6 cars battling it out for 3 podium spots.
Kearns just needs to keep the hammer down. Couple turns left to go. Putting that car right where it needs to be on that fine line, right up against the cushion. Going over those 2 rollers, coming back towards the Cooper Tires flyaway jump. White flag, remember, out this time.
Kearns trying to stretch his points lead. I mentioned it earlier, he came in with a 1-point lead over Derek Tilkens. Only a couple more corners to go, and Kearns at this point not really feeling any pressure from behind. Just has to put together a few more smooth corners here, and he's going to bring home the victory here in round 9.
Yeah, he's definitely being really, really smooth here late in the race. Trying to click off a couple more turns, like you said. See if he can get the job done. It's never over till it's over, but you can just see the gap from first to second and third. Jorgensen running a strong, strong second, but man, nobody had nothing for Kearns this afternoon.
One last time out of the Amsoil front straightaway, Colin Kearns takes the win here in Sportsman Side-by-Side round 9. Jorgensen will hold on to second. Tilkens will be third. Liebergen will settle for fourth, and Bryce Carlson will round out the top 5.
Thank you, Shane. I've got our third place finisher here, Derek Tilkens. Derek, you've been on the podium with this place before in the light buggies, and you're on the podium here again in your first race here with the side-by-side. This track's been good to you over the years.
Yeah, I love this track. It's fun. I mean, it's fast and it's fun. And yeah, that was a tough one. I just wasn't aggressive enough in the beginning, and then I knew after the yellow it was going to get dicey, and that's what it did. They found holes and made it work, and we had to settle for third.
Was there anything you could have done different to hold some of these guys off? They were charging hard there throughout the second part of the race.
Just be a little more aggressive and get by Liebergen right away if I could have, and instead of, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's a good points day. Colin still got the points, but if he keeps drawing at 2, we'll be doing all right sitting on the pole.
Who helped you get up here today?
Hilltop Woodworking, the Noble Enterprises, Stephanie at Globe Life, Kristen Ambos at Guaranteed Rate, Barry Walling, Matco Tools, family, friends, fiance, Clay at home.
Congratulations. That's Derek Tilkens, our third place finisher here today. Coming in second, Jake Jorgensen. Jake, you had to make some passes there. You had to dice through some guys. How'd you do it?
I don't know, honestly. They were all driving super good. It was super clean. All I know is I was driving as hard as I could that entire race. I was probably the toughest race for sure all year.
What makes it so tough to make good laps around this racetrack?
Say again, I'm sorry.
What makes it so difficult to make good laps around this racetrack?
Every corner is super unique, so you really don't see a lot of the same stuff, a lot of double apex corners, a lot of stuff where you kind of got to just be brave and hold it wide open. If you don't, you can lose a lot of time here really fast.
Who helped you get up here today?
Oh, the whole Speedworks team. Jeremy Houle has been such a help this year. I really appreciate it. Trailer companies for getting us up here. ASX Lubricants, Hoosier, Aquamate Swimming Pools, Octane Inc., my grandpa and all my family. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. That's Jake Jorgensen, our second place finisher. And on top of the box today in Sportsman Side-by-Side for the third time this season, Colin Kearns. Colin, you made it from third to first with one swift move, man. Walk me through it.
Yeah, I don't know what really happened this whole week after Lena. I just told myself I had to run my own lines that I been running the beginning part of the year. And last weekend I just thought I was running other people's lines, and that right there was one of my lines, and it worked.
This finish here today puts you into the points lead. How important is it to keep consistency here these last 3 rounds of the season?
Yeah, I was in the points lead by I think 1 point coming in here, and you just gotta be consistent, you know. I'm trying to be smart, but also be aggressive at the same time and trying to stay out of the wrecks.
You did that perfectly today. Who helped you get up here?
I got to thank my mom and my dad, my girlfriend Katie, the Berger family, Parson family with Shock Tech, B&B Off-Road for helping me with everything they do. And then my aunt and uncle at home, Mary and Neil Hillstrom, they'll watch me every week and try supporting me as best as they can from home. Getner Concrete, Bartow Builders, and just everyone else I forgot. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's Colin Kearns, our winner here in Sportsman Side by Side.
There it goes. Wait for it. And we're underway here in the Razor 170s. We'll see. Land rush start. We'll see who can get there clean, but not any of those in that group.
Already, Krantz got crossed. Oh, we got one upside down. That was a pretty violent rollover. Was not able to make out who that was. Up front, it's going to be Grant Dressel with the early race lead.
Yeah, here comes France now to the inside in that 22.
Dressel, Holcher, Dickman, Olson, Schultz, Krantz, Denninger all up near the front here. Trying to let you know who the car was that flipped over. It looks like the car is back rolling again. Find out if the young driver in that one wants to rejoin this race.
See, we're cutting the course down on that inside once again for these Razor 170s. We're going to take another look at this start, Shane.
There's lots of mayhem all over the place. See, Finley Holcher got tangled up with Dickman and Krantz, and then looks like Prost got slingshotted sideways into the car that ended up flipping over.
There's Dickman on that inside trying to run down that 36 of Dressel. All of them getting through that turn very, very clean. Just look at the cars in this Razor 170 field, pressing the top of that table. Coming back towards turn number 1, Ella Holger has some company. That's Krantz coming down on the inside.
Yeah, Krantz showing a lot of speed there. Krantz with a great run down the hill puts that move on Ella Holcher. Krantz now alongside Wyatt Olson in that number 20. That's the battle for third. Krantz is going to push Olson up the race course. They make a little contact, just Nerf bar to Nerf bar contact there.
Yeah, Krantz just picking his way through, already up to third spot. Coming back by our finish line for the second time. Starting to spread out these top 3 drivers.
Battle for the lead starting to heat up. Dickman putting the pressure on the 36 of Dressel, but Krantz is right there as well. They're nose to tail.
Yeah, Krantz definitely has a lot more speed than these top 2 cars. Reeling them in just like that.
Wyatt Olson not going away though in that number 20 car, running in 4th. It's still Ella Holcher, current points leader, running in the top 5.
Look at Krantz just crawling around that outside in that 22. His eyes are now set on Dressel. Just
Olson,
a matter of time.
Looked like Olson was alongside the 26 of Dickman as well. Look at that, they're stacked up 2 by 2 like it's a rolling restart. Krantz is now on the inside of Dressel, so he'll have the shorter line around turn 1.
Yeah, Dressel gets pushed out a little bit.
Oh,
now
Dickman,
more contact.
Dickman is going to be stuck over on his back like a turtle down there in turn 1.
Yeah, he's pointing straight up in the air. See if they can roll him back over, but there's a host of cars coming by as we go back up front. That's Krantz and Dressel now battling out for that race lead.
Yeah, Dickman was 8th in points coming into this one, but he did win in round 4 back in Crandon. A tough break for him. We'll see if he wants to rejoin the race if the car is good to go.
See the nice straight line coming back towards this right-hander. Krantz now opening up about a 5-6 car length gap as we've seen him do in the last couple of rounds. Once he gets out front, really, really tough to chase down that Bikeman ride.
Yeah, he's had a couple dominant wins this year. He has 3 wins on the season through the first 8 rounds. That's the most of any driver in the field. But still came in trailing Ella Holcher. He did have a couple bad rounds. So you got to dodge the bad luck. Like we've said, a big class like this, it's not just about pushing and being as aggressive as you can, but you got to make sure that your finishing race is, near the front somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to put yourself in position to win, and if not, you got to put yourself in position to finish in that top 5 to carry your points through these weekends, as there is Dressel in that 36. There's Krantz. You can just see the gap. He's opened up.
Yeah, stretching his legs over the rest of this field here in the 170 side-by-sides. Presented by Race Driven.
Green flag still out, this time by about 2 minutes ago, so time definitely starting to run out.
And no competition yellow here for the 170s either, Brent, so it's a sprint to the finish here.
There's a good look at Krantz. Vision Wheel, Bikeman back 22. Gonna try to lock down another win. We haven't been at Bark River for a couple years now, and he's gonna love to take this Bikeman performance ride to victory lane. But there's still a lot of turns left in this one.
Still about a minute and a half left on our race clock. Krantz continues to just run away with this one.
Yeah, Krantz, once he gets out front, I'll say it time and time again, he just really checks out on the field. Look at that gap on the left side of your screen. Looks like the battle for second starting to heat up a little bit more.
Yeah, Olsen putting all kinds of pressure on Dressel as they head down into turn one.
There's Dressel staying to that inside.
Dressel also has one win on the season. Olsen is fourth in points, but still looking for that first win of the year. He's got 4 straight finishes in the top 4, though, so on a bit of a hot streak lately here in the 170s.
Wyatt Olsen trying to make something work on that inside. As our green flag is still out, that time by, but we're definitely under a minute to go in this one, so we should be seeing that white flag come out this next time by.
Inside of 2 laps to go, Olsen still putting the pressure on the back bumper of Dressel as they head towards the right-hand sweeper. See lap traffic now coming into play. That's the 61 of Olivia Lawson. She did a nice job getting out of the way and letting the faster cars play through a little bit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Good sportsmanship, moved out of the way. Now Dressel's trying to hold and defend off Olsen. Olsen's all over his back door. See if Olsen can make a move here coming in front of the crowd.
Yeah, Olsen's trying to set up a move, but if you run a little bit further outside in any corner, you're giving up a little bit of track space. These cars don't have torque and horsepower on demand that you can, ramp up the speed around the outside. You're pretty much flat out no matter where you're running.
Yeah, absolutely, and the elevation changes on this track are just pretty, they're not a far reach for one of these cars, but it hurts those belts, it hurts the cars. It's a lot of stress on them. Like you said, there's not a lot of power, so you got to make sure you run this track, flow it as best as possible. And as a young kid, it's hard to tell, but Krantz has got it dialed.
Yeah, the Bikeman team really found the magic formula for that number 22 car. He's all alone out front. 1 lap to go here in round 9 at 170 side-by-sides. Olsen again up to the back bumper of Dressel. Now he's going to look to the inside here in the right-hander. Dressel able to close the door on him. Now Olsen forced to go way outside into the soft stuff, and that's going to cost him about 3 car lengths.
Yeah, Olsen, it looked like he was going to maybe have a shot to make that last lap pass. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong. Coming in really, really wide, but you can see the gap about 7-8 car lengths now between second and third. Krantz, there he is, one final time. He's on the white flag lap, trying to get around slower traffic.
Yeah, that's Chevy Kruger there. Kruger's just happy to have a racing partner there. He was trying to hold him off for a little bit. Nice work by Krantz to stay clean there and get around the outside.
Yeah, Krantz, couple turns to go. Gonna go off these 2 roller jumps. Should be face to this left-hander one final time. The Bikeman Performance Vision Wheel back 22 is gonna get the job done here in round number 9 for the Razor 170s.
Krantz is your winner. Grant Dressel second, Wyatt Olsen third. Another strong run for Olsen. That's now 5 in a row that he's finished in the top 4, and that's no easy feat in such a deep field here in the 170s. Raymond Denninger in the number 11 will be 4th, and Ella Holcher will round out the top 5.
Wyatt, I think that's 5 straight top 4 finishes for you. What's been working for you lately?
I don't know.
Car's just running good?
Yeah,
What was this track like today?
really good. It's very smooth.
Really smooth? What's your favorite part about this track?
Probably that turn.
The cutoff corner? Who helped you get up here today?
My mom and dad, Preston, Casey, Olson Power, Bridging Hopes, Harabar, Waldock Crafts, and my grandpa.
Congratulations. That's Wyatt Olson, our 3rd place finisher. Coming in 2nd today, Grant Dressel. Grant, you narrowed that points gap a little bit. Do you think much about the points and championship coming down to the end of the season here?
Oh, not really.
Not really, just try and land on the podium?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about this track today?
Probably the turn with the berm.
Turn with the berm. How is this track driving-wise compared to some of the other ones we've been at this year?
Oh, it's a lot more stable, I guess.
Yeah, more traction?
Yeah.
Who helped you get up here today?
Oh, my dad, my grandpa, my grandma, both my brothers, Matt, Bone, Bikeman, Tober, and all the other people I forgot.
Congratulations. That's Grant Dressel, our 2nd place finisher here today. And on top of the box in the 170 side-by-side again, Cody Krantz. Cody, you're on a roll right now with this car, aren't you?
Yeah,
It's fast, right?
yeah.
Was there anything difficult about the race today that you were struggling with a little bit?
Off the start,
Yeah, what happened on the start?
it was just very narrow, and a bunch of cars were just bumping and stuff.
Once you got through that, though, it was clear sailing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
What's your favorite part about this track?
probably the finish jump.
Finish jump? Who helped you get up here today, buddy?
My mom and dad, Jason and Jesse, Bob and Rob, Bikeman Performance, Torque Link, MRT, Vision, and all my other sponsors that I forgot.
Congratulations. That's Cody Krantz, our winner today in the 170 side-by-side.
To go Green Flag Racing, that's Chase Braun in the front row. We'll see who can get the jump on the start. Ella's not wasting any time.
Yeah, why wait? As soon as you have the opportunity, just take off. See the field stacked up. There's the green flag. Ella and the rest of the gang headed down for turn 1. Looks like Ella Holcher, everybody else is going to fall in line, but Ella Holcher goes a little bit wide. That's going to open the door for Braun. Here comes Andy Johnson as well. Looks like Johnson may be up into 2nd place here, and he is. Andy Johnson was the winner back in round number 2 in Anigo. And Braun, for his part, has 5 wins through 8 rounds of racing this year. But also had a couple of pretty lousy points races as well, so he came into this race 3rd in points behind Colin Peitel and Andy Johnson. A very tight points battle in this class.
Here we go, going back to that inside, going over these roller jumps on lap number 1. There's Braun in that number 7 Pro Car HBI ride. There is Johnson, Andy Johnson, just finessing that steering wheel, trying to move forward here in the early parts of this race. Johnson, he don't live anywhere from maybe 2-3 miles down the road from this track, so he knows exactly how this dirt is, how it develops. His father, Casey Johnson, really putting a lot of effort in. We talk about him a lot. He used to run in the Super Buggy division. Now he's got his kids both full out in this class and in the mod kart class as well, Troy Johnson. So cool to see the brothers keep moving their way forward up into this series.
You know, as a racing fan first, I really love Andy Johnson's driving style because he is just flat out 100% aggressive all the time. He's so entertaining to watch. He's obviously capable of winning. Like I said, he won back in round 2. And he's visited the podium a couple times since then. So I'm not surprised at all to see him run up front, but for the most part, Braun has been the man to beat. Like I said, picking up 5 wins already. As we look a little bit further back, that's points leader Colin Peitel in a battle right now with Ethan Dressel.
Yeah, Peitel holding on to that position in that 44 HBI ride once again. Dressel now looking to take away that position.
That's the battle for 4th place as they head down for turn number 1. Dressel maybe setting up a little bit outside. As we look back up front, it's Chase Braun.
Yeah, looks
still
like
feeling the pressure from Johnson, though.
Right. Andy Johnson looks to be reeling them in little by little. Some sections, it looks like Braun is a little bit quicker than Andy Johnson. So we'll have to start cleaning it up a little bit to see if he can reel them in. We have some traffic.
They head for the right-hand sweeper again. Now it's back up to about 7 car lengths, so I think you're absolutely correct. Johnson is faster in one section of the race course, but Braun is a little bit faster everywhere else.
Yeah, they're running about a 108, 109 lap time, so not far off one another. Andy Johnson, Shane's pointing out on our screen, he was the fastest the last time by with a 108, 198.
Yeah, picked up a couple tenths of a second there on Braun. But what we've seen from Braun this year, Johnson's going to have to put together those laps, lap after lap after lap just to keep this race close, because once Braun gets out front, most of his 5 wins have just been dominant wins.
Right. He really does. He just checks out, and it's hard to reel him in once he's out front. But Johnson, he's going to try to do what he can do. As he looked like he had a little issue coming through that little section there, he might have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he checked up. I'm not entirely sure why. He's back up to full song now, but that cost him about 10 more car lengths to Braun.
Yeah, we'll have to babysit that 13 car, see if anything else is going wrong. Here's a battle here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, the 2 cousins battling it out. Colin Peitel, Ella Holcher.
Wow, Ella goes really wide. Wow, she almost went right across the track.
Yeah, able to gather it back up. She'll still have the inside line through the sweeper turn. Ella gets so much seat time, right? She races 3 classes. She's the only driver in Champ Off-Road that's doing that this year. So, I mean, nothing really rattles her at all, but really uncharacteristic to see Ella Holcher make a mistake like that.
Yeah, it's not easy to jump car to car and dial in each car, and she does a great job every weekend switching out on those vehicles as she's still trying to work her way up into the top 3. And here we got a battle going down to the inside.
Yeah, that's Dylan Roloff and that number 03 from Pulaski, Wisconsin. This is only his 2nd weekend racing 570s. He's a rookie, his 3rd round of racing, and he's mixing it up in the middle of the field with some heavy hitters right now.
Yeah, good run by him. We'll see now coming back towards what will be our finish line. The green flag still out for Braun and Johnson. So you look back, coming over that finish line jump, going through the short track here at Bark River for the Razor 570s.
Roloff not going away here, trying to hunt down Dressel in that number 8 car.
Yeah, Dressel still holding on to that spot coming up through the gravel pit turn. Track looking very nice up through there. I can guarantee you we're going to see it get disced up a little bit more throughout the day's action. As here's this battle once again.
Roloff still on the back bumper of Dressel as they come down into the horseshoe into turn 1.
Yeah, Dressel goes way wide.
Yeah, that opened the door for Roloff, and it looks like he might be able to make the pass stick. Dressel's going to try to fight back, and they make contact. Both drivers got out of shape there for a moment. Now let's see who can get the better run.
Well,
looks like Dressel got that spot back.
Yeah, Dressel took that spot back, and boy, Andy Johnson at the top of our screen having some issues.
Yeah, he lost a spot to Colin Peitel there, so Peitel now up into 2nd place. Peitel was the points leader entering competition today, so unofficially, if they finished Braun in 1st, Peitel in 2nd, he would still have the points lead. Peitel would.
Yeah, a couple laps ago, Andy Johnson was your fastest lap of the day. As we look at the race-driven ride, the 21 is parked, and heavy damage to the right front.
Yeah, that's Connor Lacoste in the 21 from Escanaba, Michigan. He picked up a win earlier this season. Back in round 5, the first day of racing at ERX Motor Park in Elk River.
Johnson now trying to work that inside, trying to get another spot back with no time remaining. So that means Braun should be coming to that white flag this next time by.
You called it. There it is. 1 lap to go here in the 570 side-by-sides. Braun has checked out over the rest of the field. He's been running a mistake-free race so far. Still Peidel second, Johnson third, and Dressel Roloff rounding out the top 5.
We said it all season long. Once Braun gets out front, he just checks out on the field. And the gap he's pulled away here at Bark River is just phenomenal. He's going to be a happy race car driver if he can file his way up to that first place position for the podium. One more time, coming off where our starting line is here at Bark River, coming back into turn number 1.
Just a commanding lead right now for Braun. A full straightaway here and then some over Peidel and the rest of the bunch.
Yeah, Peidel's still running in second, but Braun, Chase Brown, is coming around one more time. Going over that roller jump, his eyes will be set on the checkered flag, taking the win this afternoon in the HBI Auto Pro car. It's Chase Braun, who really didn't have a lot of competition there at the end.
No, in those closing laps, he was basically running all by himself out front. Colin Peidel will come across the line second, then it's Dressel in third. Roloff in fourth, so a great run for the rookie, and then it's Heiting rounding out the top 5.
Thanks, Shane, and you're right, we do have a heck of a points battle going on right now. We'll chat with our third place finisher here, Ethan Dressel. Ethan, we've been seeing quite a bit of you on the podium here lately. What's been working for you and your team?
Just maintain the car.
This is the first time that the 570s have raced on this track in Bark River. How was it?
Pretty fun.
What's your favorite part about this track?
Probably that wide corner over there.
Who helped you get up here today?
My dad, my grandpa, my grandma, Tolber, Kaiser Wheels, JJC Outdoors, Bikeman, Warhead, Bone Motorsports, and anyone else I forgot.
Congratulations. That's Ethan Dressel, our third place finisher. Moving on over, we'll talk to our second place finisher, Colin Peidel. Colin, same thing with you. You got some momentum going here. You've been on the podium a few times in a row, huh?
Yeah,
What's been working lately?
just keep the car good.
You're in the points lead now here with only 3 races left. Do you think much about points and championships as we get to the end of the season?
I don't know.
No, just kind of race and let points do how they do?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about this track at Bark River?
The whole thing.
The whole thing? Good answer. Who helped you get up here today?
Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa. OEC, HBI, Race Driven, Advanced Construction, and all the rest I forgot.
Congratulations. That's Colin Peidel, our second place finisher. And on top of the box again in 570 side by side is Chase Braun. Chase, how about you, man? It seems like every track we go to, that car is just fast.
Yeah.
Where was your fastest part on this track, do you think?
Probably all the corners except that one because I can go pretty much wide open.
Was there any corners you were kind of struggling with at all?
That one over there because there was only one lap. I didn't go through the rut.
Was the rut big and throwing you around a little bit?
Mhm.
Who helped you get up here today?
My dad, Matt, John, Don, HBI, Auto Pro, and Pro Car.
Congratulations. That's Chase Braun, our winner again in the 570 side-by-sides.
Combined for 5 wins. As we're green flag racing here, Christensen got a great jump on the start.
Oh, wow, contact going into turn 1.
That's
we got a
Berger.
car upside down. Berger, yeah, you're right.
Stuck upside down on his lid down there in the middle of turn 1. Bill Berger in that number 75. We'll see how quickly they can get that spot cleared out.
There's Christensen taking that early lead in the 88.
And he's got Kleist right behind him. Kleist was your winner back in round 8.
Yeah, Kleist, we'll see. He can maybe capitalize, get a win here at Bark River.
Trying to string together some strong finishes is Chase Kleist. Basically down to a three-way battle for our points title here in Pro-Am side-by-side between Dylan Marquardt, Jake Kosmecki, and Tyson Marquardt. Those are your top three in the points.
Coming through the cemetery turn, just a very high-speed sweeper, then head back towards the Cooper Tire Flyway. Speaking of Marquardt, here comes one of the boys coming through the field already. Not wasting any time.
Meanwhile, battle for second still running hot right now as McGee in the number 93 is trying to put a move on Chase Kleist in the number 12. Then Parsons and Tyson Marquardt battling for fourth and fifth.
Oh, it looks like he pushed just a little bit wide there, coming out of those roller jumps. Track's showing a little bit of dust on that outside, but the track crew has done a phenomenal job keeping the moisture in early on. Looks like everyone is holding on to their spot as of right now. No one really charging through the field, but there comes the number 22 ride.
That's Dylan Marquardt, points leader, making his way through the field. He's at the point now where he doesn't have to aggressively push for wins. As long as he can just stay up near the front, he can bring home this championship at the end of the year.
Yeah, you have to be consistent, and that's what those boys have been doing all season long. It's another cool shot coming over that blind exit on that right-hander. You have no idea what's on the other side of it. Heading back towards cemetery turn, and we talked about it earlier. It looks really, really wide on camera. You go walk that track, it really narrows down to about 2-3 car lengths.
Yeah, especially through this section right here. This little left-hand, right-hand chicane section. It gets pretty tight through there. Really no room to pass through there. There's a preferred line, and then there's everything else. As we take a look, Kleist still trying to run down Logan Christensen in that number 88. McGee still holding on to third for dear life, but Dylan Marquardt is all over him right now. They're side by side. McGee able to slide back in front.
Yeah, Dylan Marquardt, he laid down a 1:31.332, so he is the best time on this racetrack. As here comes Parsons now, it looks like on the bottom of our screen. Open up the door, here comes Marquardt one more time. Dylan trying to put that front down on the bottom. Trying to make that pass stick. He might try to cross back underneath. No, he's trying to run that cushion, nothing there. All those cars having some issues going over that second roller, making a couple mistakes.
Yeah, Dylan Marquardt got a little bit crossed up and it cost him some track position. That's gonna let Austin McGee in the number 93 get away a little bit, but we've reached our mandatory caution here at the midway point of this race. So that last second battling there is all for naught as we come to our mid-race caution. We're gonna take another look at that rollover by Bill Berger. Looks like he just got tangled up a little bit with Tyson Marquardt.
Yeah, you can see you get all crossed up, nowhere to go. Had a little help, but he seems to be fine, and hopefully you can get that car back together for round number 10. But there is your race leader, the 88 of Christensen, defending off a host of others. And man, the Marquardt boys, normally they're up front by the midway point.
Yeah,
they're really having some issues getting through the front. That means these guys are really getting faster.
Yeah, pretty unusual to not see a Marquardt brother running in the top three. And at the end of the race, that's 100% true because Dylan Marquardt has finished on the podium in all 8 rounds so far.
Yeah, definitely Mr. Consistency this season in 2021 as we're going to re-rack, restack this whole field. Still deciding who's in front of who. As we're heading back towards the gravel pit, we'll be getting back to the green flag here shortly. It'll be up to Christensen to take off at any given time. Hear him idle in that car, and he'll take off here shortly.
And away they go. Green flag is back out here in round number 9 of Pro-Am side-by-side. Kleist right on the back bumper of Christensen as they go through turn 1.
Yeah, Kleist doing a good job. Maybe he can get this crossover pass and get a run on Christensen. He's going to try to go to that inside here off this jump. See what he can do. There it goes.
Yeah, you saw it coming there, Brent.
Yeah, just trying to set it up, and that's what the name of the game is. You have to be paying attention. You have to try something different. You can't play follow the leader. You have to work this track over. A lot of guys might say it's a one-line track, but that's just up to you to find that other line that's faster.
Kleist now being challenged by the 22 of Dylan Marquardt as they go through Cemetery Turn.
Wow, a couple cars going really, really wide. Maybe the dust playing a factor in Cemetery Turn, heading back towards the Cooper Tires flyaway, and still Christensen with the lead. Kleist now with company all over the back door. Here comes Dylan.
Marquardt went sailing down the Cooper Tires flyaway there. Looks like he may have gotten the run. He does. He slams the door on Kleist. That's going to move Dylan Marquardt up into second place. Then they tap wheels a little bit as Kleist tries to fight back.
Boy, last time by Chase Kleist, he had a 1:29.565, so he was fastest last time by. We'll see now that Dylan Marquardt made that pass if he is the quickest car.
Well, now Dylan Marquardt, that number 22, will have his sights set on our race leader, Logan Christensen. It'll be just inside of 2 minutes to go when they cross the finish line this next time.
Dylan Marquardt trying to hunt down our race leader. There's Kleist. Won last time out.
Look at that.
Like, hey, I called it right, Shane.
Yeah, new fastest lap of the race, Dylan Marquardt, and that was a lap that he was battling with Kleist and had to pass Kleist. So Marquardt definitely the fastest car on the race course right now.
Yeah, he's the man on the move. Look at him running that nice line on the bottom, trying every different position there. Through there, we talked about it being a one-line track, but man, he's making it work, heading back towards the Cooper Tires flyaway jump. Here comes Dylan Marquardt. He comes to the inside.
Again, flying about 125 feet down the flyaway into the right-hand sweeper. Marquardt's going to try the inside.
Watch, he's going to cross back over. This is just what you got to do when you're in second. You have to just go opposite where that leader's going. And he's right there. You can tell he's the fastest car on the track. Just waiting for that right opportunity as they're coming off this drop-off jump, head back into turn number one. He'll try it again.
Gonna try the big outside in move here in turn one. Christensen way down to the inside, and he goes around. That's gonna hand the lead over to Dylan Marquardt. Kleist back up into second place, then it's Parsons.
Oh, it looked like Christensen maybe came to a stop completely. Maybe he stalled the car.
What a terrible turn of events there for Logan Christensen. He's on the move trying to work his way back through the field. But should be 2 laps to go this time.
Oh, look at that heavy damage, snow plowing that car off the track. The tie rods definitely had their better day.
And that's Kosmecki. He was second in points coming into this round 9 race. A tough break for him as well. But up front, Dylan Marquardt trying to pick up win number 3 on the season. He's got about 20 car lengths now over Chase Kleist.
Boy, that kid can drive. He's just there every week, time and time again. He puts in the effort. We've had an opportunity to talk with them quite a few times. And they put in the work though, Shane. They can take these cars right down to nothing after the race is done. They clean them, they bolt check them. It's cool, and that's what's so awesome about AMSOIL Championship Off-Road. You can go back in the pits after these races are done, watch these crews, watch these men just work on these cars. It's not easy to run rounds 9 and 10 without a lot of help. As Dylan Marquardt in that 22, the green flag flying, it's still out, but we should be coming to that white flag this time by. So 1 more lap to go for Dylan Marquardt. Can he hold on to another win here in 2021?
1 lap to go. Parsons now giving chase to Chase Kleist. No pun intended there. Parsons quietly having a very good run here in 3rd.
Dylan Marquardt looking so comfortable behind the wheel. There is Parsons. One more time coming out of 1600 single buggy having a great run. That Shock Tech ride. Putting in a lot of time, a lot of seat work, heading towards the Cooper Tires flyaway jump. Run the white flag lap.
Yeah, Parsons picked up the big win earlier this afternoon in 1600 buggy, so on his way to a pretty successful Saturday here at Bark River. Now he's starting to turn up the heat on Kleist. They're about 1 car length apart. They come over the starting line jump back toward turn 1. Now Parsons falling back a little bit, maybe playing some cat and mouse right now with Kleist.
Yeah, let's see if he can reel him in. Remember, there's a couple turns to go, so time is definitely running out. Looks like Kleist is doing what he needs to do with a couple turns. Consistency now being a part of his program here late in the season. But taking the win, Dylan Marquardt in that 22.
Chase Kleist will cross the line in second, so he's stacking up some good results here over the past couple of weeks. Parsons third. Just wonder about the race that would have been, though, if Logan Christensen hadn't spun out and had that issue that he had.
Right, it's just a tough break. He came in turn 1, just over-rotated, giving that lead up.
Dylan, you told me when you won single buggy earlier, this track's been good to you over the years. I guess you were right.
Yeah, I guess so. These guys are super fast, and there's a lot of super fast cars behind me still, and I just had to run with them.
I don't believe you've ever run this track with a side-by-side before. How much does it help being able to run the buggy earlier in the day and get some laps in on it, know what it's going to do?
A ton. Like, I'm just running this class for more seat time, and it's making me faster in both of them.
Who helped you get up here today?
My mom, my dad, the guys from Dirt Launch, my boss Rod and Owen, the Kearns, Bill Berger. That's all I can think of right now. Thanks.
Congratulations. That's Dylan Parsons, our third place finisher. Coming in second today, Chase Kleist. Chase, you've been racking up some podiums and getting some momentum going here lately. What's been clicking?
Yeah, I had a lot of bad luck in the beginning of the year, but now we're getting up in the invert a little bit, so we're getting lucky and getting good starting positions. But yeah, everything's been working out. I got these fast guys coming, so I got to do the best I can to block them, but it went good.
Who helped you get up here today?
Robinson Metal, Matco Tools, GCS Flooring, Smitty Farms, Uric Excavating, Games Club 117, Shallow Transport, Kenda Tires, Take a Chance, my dad for spotting, my grandparents, my parents, all my friends. That's everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's Chase Kleist, our second place finisher today. And on top of the box again in Pro-Am side-by-side is Dylan Marquardt. Dylan, another win for you, but you had to work for this one. Talk about getting around Chase right after the restart there and then battling with Logan later on.
Yeah, so yesterday I pulled a 8 for my draw, so I knew I had my work cut out for me, especially with all these guys in front of me. I mean, they're all clean, good racers, you know, so it's a blast. But yeah, sitting behind him at halfway, I knew I had to make some moves just to get to the top. But yeah, the track was beautiful and the car just came together so well, so I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't do it without my whole family, my mom, my dad, my girlfriend Tori, my brother, Edo, Dylan, Craig, he's not here, Corey Winter for spotting, Mark Peterson, Max, and then the whole Broken Dirty team. They're all standing against fence right now, so thanks to them. And then all my sponsors, Marco Custom Homes, KGB Customs, Revolution Industrial Services, the Lena Lanes, Little Joe Lawn Care, Dirt Launch, Power Sports for the Sick Tunes, my Aunt Barb for always taking pictures, my Aunt Tara for always selling shirts, everybody else, MT Electric, Grafe Transport, Grafe Trucking, everybody else, KH Metalworks. So thank you.
Congratulations. That's Dylan Marquardt, our Pro-Am side-by-side winner.
Well, we're lined up 2 by 2. Pro Buggy's about to get the green flag here in round number 9. Schwabe's gonna set the pace. Van den Elzen's behind him. Here we go, green flag flies.
I like that nice slow pace coming to the restart zone there by Ryan Schwabe, and it really paid off because he got a tremendous jump.
Yeah, Ryan Schwabe not wasting any time. There he goes, and inside, oh man, we have contact.
Yeah, Barnum and Steinhardt.
Boy, tough break for Steinhardt early in turn number 1.
Yeah, Steiny's really the only driver who has a chance at catching Mike Meister in the points chase. Meister has 6 wins through 8 rounds, and in his other 2 races he finished 3rd, so tremendous season so far, but right now they're all trying to chase down that number 2 of Ryan Schwabe. It's Schwalbe, Chris Vandenelsen.
Yeah, Vandenelsen with a nice start.
Hayward running in second, Chris Vandenelsen third, then Meister, like I said, has a 4-win streak.
Yeah, look at Michael Meister coming on that outside in the cemetery turn.
Yeah, you can tell they put down a significant amount of water.
Yeah, the track crew did a good job. I mean, they got to keep that moisture in the track, because if they let it go for a little bit, it's really hard to get back. As Vandenelsen making a little bit of a mistake. There goes Michael Meister in that Ponzi back ride.
So Meister on the move. They go through the gravel pit turn for the first time. Now Meister going to work on Paul Hayward. Hayward, this is his first year in Super Buggy after racing a couple of years of light buggy, and then he moved up to 1600, now into Super Buggy.
Yeah, Hayward doing a good job here. It's his local track, Bark River. He lives about 15 miles away from here, so he's going to try to get a good finish. Michael Meister now digging to that inside, trying to run the wide line through this little chicane.
All the way to the top of the berm goes Meister, and that was a tremendous pass on the outside by the 94 Ponzi machine of Meister.
You can see these pro buggies, they get up and go, but right now they're just finessing that throttle, really carrying their speed. A little bit slower than when this track dries out. They just don't want to wipe out here early with about 7 minutes to go in this pro buggy race heading in the back section.
Yeah, when this track comes in, we'll see the speeds get faster and faster out of these super buggies. Meister now putting a lot of pressure on Ryan Schwalbe as they come out of Cemetery Turn.
Boy, Ryan Schwalbe doing a great job. Here comes Michael Meister. Man, look at how fast he looks. Climbing towards the Cooper Tires flyaway jump.
And then he caught a face full of mud there from Schwalbe for his trouble, so maybe Meister might be a little bit better off just taking his time, being a little bit more patient here in the early going. There's still, like you said, a ton of time left in this super buggy race.
Paul Hayward still staying in that spot.
Yeah, that's
he lost that one.
Third and fourth, that battle between Hayward and the 56 of Kirkham.
Yeah, here comes
Kirkham
wow.
way to the outside.
Yeah, it's so deceiving. You go up on that turn, you try to hold that car to the bottom, but it does push you out in that loose sandy soil. As here comes Michael Meister setting up this pass. Watch, as he's coming through here, he'll duck right underneath.
Schwalbe has a flat left rear, so he is in big trouble right now. And you just saw it pop off the bead there, so Schwalbe in serious trouble. He's not going to be able to hold this lead more than a couple hundred more yards, if that. Finally, Meister able to get by cleanly.
Yeah,
tough break for Ryan Schwalbe. He was showing a lot of speed there in the early going.
Yeah, he looked really, really comfortable. Now he's off the pace, makes contact. Nowhere to go.
This is our competition yellow, so even worse luck there for Schwalbe is now he's going to have to try to pass the field and get that tire changed quickly.
Yeah, by the time they come back around, so not a lot of time as Michael Meister finds himself already out in front in that Ponzi back 94. He's been fast. It'd be cool to see that boy move up through the ranks. He knows how to drive. He's very comfortable in that car. Just a nice human being. He's really a good kid. He loves this sport to death.
Yeah, and what surprised me the most about Meister when he started his career, jumped straight into Super Buggy, had no other racing background, and started winning right out of the box. Just has the natural ability, the instincts that it takes to be a really fast race car driver. And now that he's developed his skills even more, he's almost unbeatable. Like I said, 6 wins already this year.
Yeah, it's phenomenal what he's done in this pro buggy class, and it's going to be hard to chase him down. I don't care if this is a restarter or not. I mean, we have a lot of heavy hitters in this division, but if he gets out front, that clean air, when he runs the fast lines, that car is usually one of the fastest in the field.
I'm a little bit puzzled by Ryan Schwalbe in that number 2. He's still in second at the halfway point, but I'm wondering why he didn't pass the field and pull into the pit, unless he's just going to try to run this car on the flat tire. Yeah, he's going to stay out, so.
Oh, that's challenging.
Yeah, look at it. It's just hanging on the bead lock on the outside. The inner bead is all the way popped off the bead. We're back to Green flag conditions here. The second half of Super Buggy is underway, and you see Kirkham and Hayward immediately go to work getting around Ryan Schwabe.
Yeah, I don't know. Ryan should have probably went and ducked in the pits, because either way, you're going to lose spot after spot. There is Michael Meister taking that early lead once again. Paul Hayward going to try to do what he can do to catch up to our leader. Here comes Hester. Remember, surpassing 100 career victories.
Yeah, it took him a little while to get win number 100 after finishing last year with 99, and then he's been stuck on 100 ever since. But Hayward doing a fine job running in third, holding off Hester.
There's Paul Hayward going into the cemetery turn like we talk about. It's only about 2 cars wide. It looks a lot wider on camera, but the race line itself isn't very, very wide. So
Brett, I'm looking at the left front tire on Hester's car, and it looks like it may be flat as well. Absolutely it is as he goes around that right-hand bend. So flat left front for Hester.
Yeah, Vandenelsen, he wants to pounce on that position. He sees he's a wounded duck on that inside.
Yeah, that's Dave Vandenelsen in the number 12. Running in 5th. He's going to try to go to work on Hester now. Of course, there's anybody that can navigate a flat front tire, it's Hester. You know, back in Lena, he had the broken front suspension and still brought the car onto a podium finish, a 3rd place finish. So,
yeah, these right-handers are going to be really, really tough on that left front. But then you get through here, this little chicane, the old finish line turn, like I like to call it. The weight is not on that left front, so maybe he can hold on and finish this race and not lose any spots, but Vandenelsen's right there.
Yeah, there's only a couple right-hand turns, and they're not particularly sharp right-hand turns, so not putting a ton of stress on that flat left front of Hester. We'll see if he can keep pace with Hayward here. We have about 90 seconds left on our race clock before we'll see our white flag.
Meister creeping up towards the Cooper Tires flyaway jump one more time. There's Hester. We're still babysitting that left front tire. It's barely holding on.
Well, he's still keeping the pace with Hayward, though. Yeah, not really giving up any ground to Hayward. It's just the right-hand corners. There's only a couple of them on the track. This will be the one that's the toughest to navigate, the hardest right-hand corner. It puts a lot of stress on that flat left front of Hester.
Yeah, there's Paul Hayward one more time coming through that tricky section, the gravel pit we like to call it, and you can see the rocks. Seems like they've grown here at Bark River throughout the race years. That's just the challenges we have to go up against. Everyone's got to run the track.
I've heard that they plant pebbles in the spring, and then right around this time is harvest time, so that's why you see those rocks popping up all over the race course.
Baby rocks.
As we look back up front, it's Meister. About 25 seconds left on our race clock, so still green flag out. It'll be white flag next time by, so this is 2 laps to go here in Super Buggy.
Michael Meister, not much time remaining. Like you said, Shane, going into that big, big high-speed sweeper, carrying that left front right down on the bottom, getting a good run. Out of cemetery turn, he's heading towards the flyaway jump. Perfect line, climbing.
You took the thought right out of my mouth there, Brent. Just so precise, the driving by Meister. You saw his inside front tire just inches, remaining of racetrack. Running that ragged edge, but putting together lap after lap after lap of exactly hitting all his marks.
Yeah, it's fun to watch a good race car driver dial in his car, and then once he gets it figured out, just hitting the perfect line, hitting his marks. Watch as he comes through here, just not overdriving, just carrying it. You see the different colors in dirt, just carrying that right rear, that left rear, right on that fine line a couple turns to go. 2 roller jumps, Shane, he's gonna do it.
Yeah, you'll be coming to the white flag this time. One more lap on his Saturday afternoon cruise for Meister, and Hester, that flat left front, still not making him lose any ground to Hayward. He's trying to make a pass there on Hayward as they come to the County Road corner.
Yeah, he's on 3 wheels, still trying to duke it out here with a couple laps to go. 1 lap to be exact. That time by, we'll see if he can get the job done. Hayward pulls away just a little bit more. That Ponzi number 15 ride, not a lot of time in that car, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Hayward has been on the podium a couple times this year. In the early part of the season, he's fallen on some hard luck times over the past few rounds. I mean, tip of the hat, though, to Hester for putting this much pressure on Hayward with a flat tire.
Right, yeah, you can see it really hurts him climbing up that Cooper Tire flyaway jump. Then they come back into this section, and look at all the weight just sitting on that left front. Eventually, it just wants to peel right off the side of that V-lock.
Yeah, looks like it's holding together all right for now, at least.
Couple turns to go. Hayward trying to hold on to that position on the podium, but taking the big win this afternoon. Michael Meister in the Ponzi back ride.
7th win in 9 rounds here in 2021. And again, Hester shows that flat left front to the inside of Hayward, trying to set him up. Kirkham will cross the line in second. Hayward got crossed up.
Wow, look at Hester.
Hester's
He's trying to
battle.
make it wide.
They're side by side at the County Road corner.
Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Hester. Oh, looks like Hayward got him by half a car length.
Just barely at the line. Paul Hayward third. And Hester, hats off to him. A tremendous drive for Hester to hold on to 4th place. Just about made that pass work in the final corner. But this field has to figure something out to slow down that man, Mike Meister.
Yeah.
Stretches his points lead even more, and Steinhardt nowhere to be found in the top half of the pack as you see Steinhardt.
Paul, your home track here, you've always run great here in the lower buggy divisions, and it looks like it's translated perfectly into this pro buggy.
Yeah, we needed this. We had a rough go, and Lena there wasn't able to finish the race right off the start, so we needed this big time. We just kept pushing, following these guys around the track, and they were hard to catch. We had fun out there.
How much confidence does it give you knowing you were able to hold off a KG veteran like Mike Hester there for most of the race?
That was pretty cool. I seen him out my window on the last corner, and Kendra just said, keep pushing, so we got her.
Who helped you get up here today?
My wife, she spots for me, does a great job, keeps me calm in there, keeps me motivated, tells me where all the good lines are at. Ponzi North America, work for the company. They helped me out big time, give me the time off of work. I want to thank my friends and family for showing up, and everyone that supports us.
Congratulations. That's Paul Hayward, our 3rd place finisher here today in Pro Buggy. Coming in second was Mike Kirkham. Mike, I've been getting to chat with you a little bit more here lately. It seems like you're getting that new car figured out.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Just took me some time, but starting to come together, I think.
What was working today out here?
I made a little bit different tire choice than most guys. Ran an all-terrain Yokohama, and I felt like that certain spots I was really able to pull hard and gain some speed.
Who helped you get up here today?
I'd like to thank Elite Restorations, Mike Barrett Stone. He's helped support my family. He's a good man. Lumacraft Race Cars, Fort and Transmission, Amsoil, my wife, Katie, Zach, Trent, Mom and Dad, and this one's for you, Blaine and Evan.
Congratulations. That's Mike Kirkham, our 2nd place finisher. And on top of the box again today, Michael Meister. Michael, your 7th win this season. I believe you're 4th at this track. You're on a roll, man.
Oh, thank you very much. It was slick in some spots, and then I was super grooved up and grippy, and that was just a blast out there between a great track prep by Bark River. It's awesome to be here again. I guess nobody raced here last year, but I just can't say enough. Great facility, everything, great track conditions, all kinds of stuff.
Who helped you get up here today?
Caitlin, my girlfriend, keeping Brad and I fed, taking care of everything. Brad for spotting, keeping me safe out there. My dad helping out at home and everything. My sister for coming as well. Ponzi North America, Michael Meister Logging, Armor Coat, Never Lift Apparel. The guys at Mid-Wisconsin Beverage drinking this crisp, sparkling bubbler here and keeping us hydrated with the water. And Beyond Redline, Redline Performance, Lumacraft Race Cars, the Lumacraft 3 on the podium again, the great chassis overall. And thank you everybody, all the fans for coming out. You guys had an awesome show the rest of the night. And thank you for our contingency sponsor, Rod End Supply, Midwest Off-Road Racing. They're keeping everybody racing and supporting all of us.
Congratulations. That's Michael Meister, our winner today again in the Pro Buggies. Let's hear one more round of applause for our whole Pro Buggy podium. Hometown runner here, Paul Hayward in third, Mike Kirkham in second, and Michael Meister on top of the box.
Well, the green flag has flown in Pro Light. John Holter not wasting any time. Already looks like Mason Prater might make it, not Mason Prater. That is Dylan Point, yeah, to the inside, as that's Carson Parrish in the white truck.
Yeah, Parrish all the way from Terrell, Texas. Coming out to play with big dogs here in the Midwest. And up front in the early going, it's Johnny Holter. You see the 81 of Maddox Bailey working on Parrish now.
Yeah, Maddox Bailey, a young race car driver. He comes from out west. Stronghold Motorsports on board. Maddox Bailey really doing a fine job working his way through this Pro Light field. There's Brock Hager we talked about in that orange and white truck.
Hager looked to the inside for a moment there on the 34 of Kyle Greaves. Again, the track crew put down a considerable amount of water to keep the dust down, so everybody kind of playing patient right now in the early running. Whoa, the 81 of Bailey gave Parrish a little love tap there as they went up the flyaway jump. That's not a place you want to make contact.
No, that is definitely a no-touch zone. There's Cody Kleiman. Wilson, Michigan, his hometown, just down the road. He hasn't raced for a couple years, just part-time. His brother Kyle Kleiman, you'll see him later on today in Pro 2.
Hager just doesn't look like he has the forward bite right now, or he's just exercising a lot of patience. He's still running in fifth.
Yeah, it seems like the Pro Light drivers right now, they're really being patient, a little bit of contact, but they're letting that track wear in.
Meanwhile, Point has gotten around Cody Kleiman, so Dylan Point from Littleton, Colorado, the number 19, up into second place.
Carson Parrish on the bottom of your screen. Cody Kleiman goes a little wide. That's going to allow Cole Mamer to get a run heading in the back section. There's Mamer. He's all over the back door of Kleiman.
Now they're headed down for Cemetery Corner. Let's see how Mamer tries to play it. Mamer's going to look to the inside. He's going to show Kleiman a wheel.
You see that little flick of the steering wheel to get that truck to just kick the rear out a little bit better. And it's giving Cole Mamer a nice setup for this flyaway jump. Gives him a little love tap, really not no punt or anything. Gave him a pass and made it stick.
Yeah, not necessarily aggressive driving, but certainly assertive driving. There from the 35 Falcon Tires machine of Cole Mamer. That's going to put the 48 of Kleiman back down to fourth, and now he'll have Brock Hager on his back bumper.
Yeah, Brock Hager, I watched him come off that flyaway jump. He took that in his advantage over Maddox Bailey. He flew over the backside of him. As here comes Brock Hager one more time. There's Carson Parrish, Maddox Bailey in the sandwich between Hager and Parrish. There's Cody Kleiman getting a nice run coming through this little chicane.
Yeah, Kleiman ran a really interesting line there through turn one, but it really paid off. Drove in really hard and then pushed out to the cushion all the way on the outside on exit.
Yeah, Maddox Bailey now trying to work on Brock Hager again. That's Cody Kleiman up front of this group of guys. Cody Kleiman having a fine run. As there's Maddox Bailey once again. Hammer down, pedal to the metal, just wide open, headed towards the cemetery.
Yeah, Kleiman only raced one race last year. That was at Dirt City, so for him to be running up front here in Pro Light, or up near the front, doesn't look like he's lost a step in his driving abilities. He's still holding off the 81 of Maddox Bailey in the MAV TV truck.
Yeah, Maddox Bailey looks to be faster than Cody Kleiman. He got it right up to the rear bumper.
Yeah, a little bit of contact, and again, that's not where you want to be making contact when you're about to go airborne.
Yeah, Maddox Bailey really hasn't put a lot of laps in this track, but that's no touch zone up top there as Cody Kleiman falls back another spot.
Yeah, the gravel pit turns, touching there is okay, so savvy move there by Maddox Bailey, finally able to get free and clear of Cody Kleiman.
Here comes Kyle Greaves in the 34 KGB Customs ride. He dives to the inside of Parrish. There's nothing there. Trying to find some more grip as they come through this section here. Still Cody Kleiman, Carson Parrish, Kyle Greaves, Mason Prater as we're coming to that mandatory competition caution this time by.
Johnny Holcher, your leader at halfway. Dylan Poynton is second. Cole Mamer third, and Brock Hager, your points leader, in fourth at halfway. Then it's Bailey, Kleiman, Parrish, Kyle Greaves, who came in second in points, is all the way back in eighth. Then Prater and Shippick rounding out the top 10.
Man, I can't say enough about John Holger, though. You step out of a pro stock side-by-side, have a good run. Now you're in pro light. A little bit of body damage. All the tires are up, working well. Looks like they picked the right tire combination, the right setup, everything for this race.
And that's part of what testing is all about. That's why he was here a few days ago to put in some laps so they could dial all those things in. But now we'll send it down trackside. Haley Shanley has a report for us.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, this track here at Bark River, it may be one of the fastest with speeds exceeding 90 miles an hour in spots, but make no mistake, it is very easy to overdrive this track. That's some of the talk I'm hearing down in the pits, because Bark River here has similar features to ERX Motor Park, very technical in spots. One of my favorites is this first turn right over the Amsoil finish line. You are pitching it into that corner completely blind as you head into the cemetery corner. And not only that, but as you come off the big flyaway, you hit the whoop section in the gravel pit. It demands that you be right on point there with your rhythms here. So a very technical track. Now, as far as the conditions we're seeing out here, of course, we have the sunshine and the breeze. That's causing this track to dry out. So during the downtime here, you will see the experts here at Bark River making their rounds with the water truck, also trying to help mitigate some of that blue groove that's developing throughout the day. But after 45 years, they have this down to a science.
Thank you very much, Haley, and you're absolutely correct. They do have it down to a science. A little contact to restart this second half.
Whoa, more contact. Kleiman got into the back of Parrish and sent him around.
Well, it looked like Parrish got into him a little bit, and he returned the favor. So there is Parrish. He is facing the wrong direction. Look at this battle for the lead. Here comes Cole Mamer.
Mamer up into the mix. Poynton and Mamer side by side, banging doors as they go over the corner past the crowd. My goodness. Mamer got hung out to dry a little bit, and here comes Brock Hager into the party.
Yeah, look at Mamer going to the bottom. He's trying to get back around Dylan Poynton. Boy, Poynton, he's been so fast lately. Watch that number 19 try to make his way up to the top spot, but look at Hager. He sees an opening door, and he just goes after it.
Well, Hager overdrove it a little bit, like Haley talked about a minute ago. It's easy to overdrive here. Hager made a mistake, and that's something we rarely see out of Brock Hager and that number 12 Maxxis Tires machine. As we take a look again, Cole Mamer in the Falcon Tires truck number 35, working on the Yokohama Tires truck number 44 of Holcher.
Yeah, Mamer really squared it away nicely after the flyaway jump. Here comes Cole Mamer. Those Falcon Tires are really starting to dig in deep here this afternoon. But John Holger really laying it down, laying some good laps. But speaking of good laps, look at Brock Hager, a 1:22 lap time. He is the fastest one on the track right now.
Yeah, unfortunately that mistake cost him a run at Poynton, so he falls back a little bit as we've got a battle for the lead, and they made some contact. That's going to send Holger around.
Boy, Holger goes in the infield section, takes out one of our banners.
That's going to move Cole Mamer up into our race lead. If you remember back in Dirt City, he was leading a race just like this. He was all alone out front, and then just suddenly went up in smoke and pulled off. He's been facing so much bad luck. This will tell you how his season's going. I talked to him this morning at the drivers meeting, Cole Mamer. I said, hey man, did you finally find like a lucky rabbit's foot or a 4-leaf clover? He said, hey, I don't know about my racing bad luck. He said, but I did hit a deer this week. That's just the kind of season that Cole Mamer is having.
Yeah, Cole Mamer, you never know until you cross that finish line if your truck will make it to the end. And this is off-road racing. It's really, really tough to keep these trucks prepped as they're going off all these jumps, especially the flyaway, these drop-off jumps. It's a lot of stress on each corner of these cars as we're looking at Maddox Bailey once again trying to defend off the hard-charging Brock Hager.
Hager's going to dive down to the inside of Bailey down in turn 1. You can see the blue groove developing down there. Not a lot of traction unless you're up against that cushion, Brent.
Yeah, it's really hard to see, but it definitely is starting to come in and starting to see something on top of Hager. A little bit of steam maybe coming over and overflow up above his car.
You're absolutely right, Brent. We can see it really well right there. So Hager having some overheating issues.
So Brock Hager will have to babysit the back of that truck as Maddox Bailey still ahead of him with 2 laps to go that last time by. We're just about a minute to go in this one. As talking about Blue Group, look at Maddox just hanging it out like a sprint car.
Hager still showing that steam. It's not coming out really quickly, really drastically, but still, even a little bit of steam out the top of radiator is a really bad sign. As we look back up front, it's Cole Mamer in the number 35, Dylan Point in the 19, Maddox Bailey in the 81, Brock Hager in the 12. And a little bit further back, Cody Kleiman has a pack of dogs hot on his heels.
Yeah, Maddox Bailey really hanging that truck out. Brock Hager really not seeming to have any kind of issue. I mean, that steam, he knows it's probably heating up a little bit, but he wants to race this thing to the end as Maddox Bailey making a little contact. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, that Blue Group, he gets into it. Maybe the tires are starting to go away.
Yeah, you could be absolutely correct. Now we're seeing smoke out of the back of 12 of Hager. That's not just steam anymore, Brent.
Yeah, something's definitely going away. Usually Hager gets up to the front, gets that clean air.
So actually it'll be 2 laps to go this time by. They were racing against our race clock and they just barely beat the zeros. So we get a bonus lap here in Pro Light. It is now 2 laps to go.
Maddox Bailey heading towards the cemetery turn once again. Just look at that steering, just carrying his throttle through that turn, just finessing it very, very nice. There's Cole Mamer, we go back up front. Dylan Point, we can't say enough about that kid. He's having a strong run once again.
Yeah, he's another one that's been really fast, but just some bad luck. You see brake sparks there on the 35 of Mamer. Terrific camera work by our team to capture those scenes. You saw so hard on the brakes, it sparks right out the spokes of the wheel.
Cole Mamer, look at him, one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the shifter. You know he's comfortable in that 35 Falken tire ride. I was able to watch this kid for the last 3-4 years, and I call him a kid because he really started at a young age. He didn't grow up in a big race facility, a big shop. He started out of a car garage, and he's just progressed year after year. As Mamer should be coming to the white flag this next time by. And there it is, 1.7 mile facility he'll have to go around. Hit his marks, and remember, like Shane said, I don't want to jinx him, but right on the last lap, back in Lena, the truck just shut off on him, so.
Still Point running in second, Bailey running in third, Prater now up into fourth, and Kleiman now up into fifth. The 12 of Hager has fallen off the pace here, Brent.
Yeah, his day looks to be almost over for Hager.
Yeah, the smoke, the steam, obviously not a good sign whatsoever, and it looks like his truck is on the edge of completely giving up. He's now driving around about 3/4 speed of everybody else.
Well, the Falken Tire 35 of Cole Mamer, both hands on the steering wheel this time, coming through the gravel pit. Gonna head over this little tabletop, dropping in to turn number 1 one more time. You see him hard on the binders, making sure he hits his mark. Rotates that truck. He found a little bit of grip in the middle parts of that turn.
You can see the sidewalls, those rear tires just flexing, just digging for any kind of traction up against the cushion there. But he'll come past County Road corner one final time and onto our Amsoil front straight. Cole Mamer will take the win in Pro Light here in round 9.
Dylan Point will come in second. It looks like Maddox Bailey will be in third. Fourth will go to Mason Prater. Fifth, a good top 5 for Cody Kleiman. Sixth will go to Kyle Greaves.
Yeah, then it's Milhausen Jr. in the number 10. Finishing in 7th, as you see Hager. It's like he had to bail out of that thing. So.
Yeah, that thing's on fire. He's getting out of that truck. So he ran that thing right to the end, and definitely maybe an issue with the transmission, could be the motor. He'll go back, his crew will get things going for round number 10, but the man of the hour, the man of the day in Pro Light, Cole Mamer.
Maybe this finally puts the bad luck behind him.
Yeah, what deer, right?
Maybe that was the turning point. He hit a deer this week.
Ryan Beat, this was your first time running Bark River in the pro spec. How much fun were you having ripping around this track?
Man, this track is so fun in this 4.3 liter V6 Chevrolet 4-speed manual transmission truck. I was just, I got to start so far back and try to catch these guys, but it's fun. It's a blast. This truck is so fun to drive. Kudos to Chevrolet and Champ Off-Road for designing such an affordable, fun pro package that everybody can go out and race.
And we love to see it. Well, thanks for coming out here and running the pro spec for us race fans. This is Ryan Beat.
Thank you.
Maddox, you may not have many laps here around Bark River, but man, you put on quite the performance. Can you talk about the speed you found and what it was taking to hold off the number 12?
Yeah, I mean, Brock's always fast. It was hard to keep him off my back, but luckily we were able to gap him out a little bit and keep him off the podium for once. But, my team just killed it this weekend. They made Pearl just absolutely on rails, and I'm so stoked right now.
Who would you like to thank?
My mom, my dad, my Lola, my pop-up, Matt, everyone that comes out to support me, Chad, Doug, Lucas Oil, Mav TV, Toyo Tires, and Pro-Am. Thank you.
Job well done. This is Maddox Bailey in third. And building off of what he found just a few weeks ago in Dirt City, Dylan Poynton in second. Dylan, you've been bad fast lately. You found your first podium this season just a few weeks ago. How good does this podium finish feel?
Oh, this is awesome. I'm a little bit speechless right now. 2 in a row is pretty surreal to us compared to all the problems we had in the past. So, yeah, it's a great feeling out there.
Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank my whole team, man. It takes an army to run one of these pro lights fast. And Mike Vandenheuvel, he's keeping me calm out there on spotting for me. He built our chassis. That thing is bad fast. So huge shout out to him. The rest of my team, my dad, Josh Machek. Reagan got a chance to come out this weekend with us, which is awesome. Yeah, all of our sponsors, everybody that supports us, Maxxis Tires, we're hooking up hard out there. Ultra Wheels, Willwood Disc Brakes, we're keeping us all together and getting us up on the box. So,
Job well done. Let's give it up for Dylan Poynton in second. And finding big redemption here in round 9, Cole Mamer. Cole, what does this win mean to you? Your first one of the season here. Tell us, after the season you've had, what's it mean?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, my team's really been busting their butts in this truck. And every time I turn around, it feels like we just can't catch a break. And after Leanie and Lena starting 18th, go all the way to first in 7 laps, 1 turn to go, the motor lets go. So we've been putting our head down all season, working. So it feels good to finally get the monkey off our back. I think my good luck was I smashed a deer on the road the other day. So I'm guaranteed that smacked all my bad luck out of the year. So, but no, it's a speechless feeling to finally get a win back here.
Congratulations on the big win, Cole Mamer.
Thank you. I got sponsors. And I couldn't do this without my sponsors. I mean, Falcon Tires, they've been with me for a few years now, and we had a rough season, don't get me wrong, but everybody knows our truck is fast, so Falcon Tires were just hooking up out there. Mo cut a heck of a groove on them, and they were moving. But Supreme Suspension, the Falcons, Sparco Motive Gear, Bill Stein, my mom, my dad, Eric, he's been working a lot of hours on that truck. And my nutritionist, if you're keeping this body really nice. But Chad, COD, everybody that's just really helping me get up here. It's speechless feeling, and let's keep this win streak started.
Big congratulations to the number 35, Cole Mamer, your winner.